we fighting about?
Nothing. I'm just saying, like, how, and then people want to give him a hard time. No.
Gave him a hard time because he was on the because he replaced
elevated events.
Oh, I'm not gonna like the
But
people gave Rory heat because he replaced Tiger Woods on the golf.
You both can't talk at the same time. You realize this?
Well, like Geoff came at me for no reason about Rory, and I just
I wasn't coming at you. I was talking excited. What did I criticize you about that?
But the people who were criticized Rory because Rory was made to be the next Tiger Woods. He literally replaced Tiger on the video game.
At Mayo Experience.
Welcome to the Pat Mayo Experience, second major of the year, PGA Championship Picks. Bets, one and done, plus a Judge Cust, plus a Cust Corner, plus a fun pool that we can fill out with you, the good people, as we get Cust and Jeff's opinions on the entire thing. Jeff, how did you feel about Quail and your main man, Christoph Reiten? The billionaire ends up winning.
It was like bittersweet. It was bittersweet because I was been a bit of a slut for that guy. I'm always whispering sweet nothings into Sky's ear. Like, is it time yet? Like, just all about all those like little cohort of Euros. But I can't hate myself because I never would have bet him last week. How I go about betting those events, that field, I never would have considered him, so I can't be upset, and I'm pretty fired up. But like 2 weeks ago, Pat, I'm messaging you and like, is he in the PGA? What's going on here? Is he in the PGA? I'm looking through sports books to see, like, is there just some random like huge right number for the PGA? Because he didn't get into it till about a week ago officially. There was never a number. No book obviously had them, so there's nothing fun there in my back pocket. But yeah, great performance. Obviously, my betting card got swerved differently. Wasn't going to be there.
Well, he had the dramatic flair on number 16 where he drove the ball off to the right. It landed in the bunker. And then even when they showed the reverse angle of it, it landed in the bunker. There was a beat and then a beat and then a beat. Then the ball popped out of the bunker on the fairway, reminding me of when I actually play golf with one Mr. Tim Andercursed.
Tim Andercursed.
It's not my name.
That's what happens to you.
I do get many good breaks. It's true. I can't deny that. I'm a very lucky golfer.
Just middle of the woods, middle of the fairway.
I'm not afraid to hit a dead shank and then it hits the out of bound marker so square that it pops back into the fairway. Done that before. The things I have done frustrates playing partners.
You didn't end up making, you rarely make 17 footers for par to pay that off, though, is the problem.
Absolutely not.
When Tim smashes it right and it's headed right to the forest, directly into the forest, every other golfer is like resigned to their fate. It's at the point where Tim is now like got a bit of confidence. This is going to work out just fine.
50-50. It's going to bounce back out for me.
We had that in the first round of the year where I watched you hit it into the woods. You're like, no, it's probably fine. It's like, I'm pretty sure that's in the dead center of the woods. And it was.
That time it was. I'm so used to getting the good breaks that sort of selfishly I expect them to happen.
Have you played much yet, Jeff, now that the weather's turning?
No. The weather barely. No. Gonna hit it and hit it fast. Hopefully this week a bit. But no, embarrassing. I gotta show up just so they remember me. And like, it's seasonal employees, right? So I gotta see, like, my friends from last year could be gone. Unlike the rumors you like to start.
Me?
About me yelling at service people as you're like 800 feet away in a Skydome hotel. Unlike the rumors you like to start. No, that's
you're
not true.
An enemy now.
Now I don't want to be a stranger, and now I feel like a stranger at my own club.
Are you saying your favorite and or second favorite server might not be there?
Oh no, she's for life. She's past seasonal.
Jeff, like, it's Goodfellas style. Jeff walks in there. He doesn't you need to ask for the Knutson Club. He just sits down and they bring over the bread, ensemble, and they bring the club sandwich and they bring the DC. They know.
It was a wild week of winners. in golf.
It surely was. Oh my goodness.
So like, Wrighton wins at 80-1, but good player. He was ranked inside the top 50 in the world.
It's good for the tour when someone at the very top doesn't win these events.
I agree because it makes you believe. And the good part about the view is it was a rough viewing experience because it's Mother's Day. So unless your mom, I was watching it with my grandma who hates Rory. She was like, Rory didn't play very well.
Well, he didn't.
He didn't know. The first thing she said to me when I walked in for Mother's Day.
I don't like Rory very much either, I can empathize.
And then she was in on Ricky. But Ricky being in it was actually, when the ratings end up coming out, I bet you they'll be pretty good because Ricky had a chance to win.
Yep.
And as much as people like Cam Young, and Cam disastrous Sunday for Cam Young, Jeff. All the good vibes from the past year he had on the putting greens went exactly the opposite way for him on Sunday.
Yeah, I can just hope that's golf and he can shake that off. What are you gonna? Yeah, that was concerning. You're right. Those were all like old habits.
But it was like a
those
DP.
Boards were fun. You would have
DP.
wished like Cam hung around a bit.
Yeah,
Ricky gives that sort of like Spiethian excitement, I think, to the audience, and that was awesome. I was selfishly didn't want him to win yesterday because if he's got a load to blow, I didn't want him to blow it there.
He had, I think that's 3 consecutive top 10s for Ricky right now.
He's been playing pretty decent golf.
When Noonan and I did the research show on Friday, we were stunned that just every metric we looked at, Ricky was popping. And then Ricky makes the charge on Sunday. We're like, oh no, I texted him. I was like, oh no, we were a week too late on Ricky.
He would be such a popular winner this week. To have him in your life forever as someone who would play the PGA Championship into his 70s,
and
he'd be such a popular.
I'd probably cry. I think
it'd be such a great.
And I'll hit 170 to 1, which I've been talking about on this show for a bit. And shout out Ben Cooley, who not months ago, but maybe a couple months ago, put it out. Like, this guy's a top 30, 35 player in the world. Obviously, the elites not winning these things are kind of surprising, but there were 170 to 1 sitting out there on the made-for-TV sports books.
Additionally, doesn't Ricky seem like a PGA champion?
Absolutely. He's got Jimmy Walker syndrome.
He's like a popular Jimmy Walker.
Yes.
He has the players. He has a bunch of wins. He's of the players of his generation, he's one of the 3 most popular guys.
Yeah.
That
it makes sense that Jason Day is a PGA champion. It would make sense if Ricky Fowler were a PGA champion.
I would actually push back on that I feel like Jason Day ending his career with just a single major seems like a big waste of talent.
Probably the biggest disappointment of our era. Adam Scott only having one. It's ironically the 2 Aussies.
Justin Rose only having one.
Yeah, but Rose has
honestly, Rose I feel like got by with less, and those guys did less with more.
Although Rose is an Olympic gold, so I guess.
And he has all of he has the Ryder Cups, he has a bunch of second place finishes, and he has the major to go along with it.
And he has what Liv not like. His friends went to Live, he didn't, and everything that happened for him in the golf life, his legacy through Live went up almost as much as any golfer in the last 2 years.
And now he hits race car irons, which I love.
They're not going great.
I love them.
Yeah, I feel like you're already ordered a pair.
No, but if but I think they look awesome for what it's worth. I wanted to pick him this week. I just can't till I see him hit well with his irons.
I have the problem, Jeff. All the futures that I had that were looking amazing 2 months ago are drop back. Like Bobby Mack 110 to 1. You can bet Bobby Mack 100 to 1 this week now.
Yeah,
sucks. Wish he was playing better. He hit his irons well this week though.
We were starting a fun conversation there. You got distracted with Cam of the worldwide fun, amazing world of winners.
So we had the European Tour card plus Ricky at the top of Quail Hollow. You had Nikolai, Alex Fitzpatrick, and Wright, not even the top tier of the DP World Tour, all the new guys that have come in. So that was kind of fun. Lucas Herbert wins Live Golf Virginia, which is nice.
It was nice.
I like Lucas Herbert, and he was mashing the field there. Ballister shot 12 under at one point, didn't even sniff coming within.
Bryson played well too. I think third or fourth.
Neiman was 7 under on the final day.
That's the second win you went to.
Well, because the other 3 I think are Herbert is. Out of all the guys on this list, Wrighton's clearly the best. Herbert's clearly the second best in terms of overall talent. Snedeker outduels Brooks and Aaron Rye and Mark.
No, outduel Brooks. Brooks wasn't even in contention.
Well, he was 3 shots back going into the final day.
But he finished in 11,000th place. He
had a terrible final day, but he was going into Sunday.
He
He
has
was there.
dueled Hostlers and Snedeker and Roy Toy. That's pretty much. Yeah.
Snedeker wins for the first time in 2,100 days
at a tournament that doesn't exist anymore, the Greenbrier.
Correct.
Those are some of my favorite wins. If you can't hit a winner,
it's a great win.
Those wins just like melt me. They just feel like they're full circle in some ways with our life. And obviously, as much as these guys, they want to dominate when they're young, they all get to an age where obviously they're desperate to win again. But it's like we saw, when they won, like their kids were like 2 years old, and just to be in golf, to be able to like do that. And your teenage kids, your older kids get to like see you do that, I think is one of the coolest things in sport. Like we've rarely, unless you're Tiger or Phil, you really don't get to do that. I mean, Tiger and Phil got to do it on like major championship stages because they're that level of golfer. Other humans, mortal golfers, have to do it on like this level, but it just like I'm like, that was awesome. I was so happy to see that. And nothing against like Mark Hubbard, but guy does nothing fucking for me. So I was like so happy that he plunked it in the trees and missed a 6-footer on the hole before.
Was he putting with the snail?
I don't know what that means, but he missed like a 5-footer for par on 17. And then he bogeyed 18. So he finished bogey. And Snedeker got a win. It was great to see.
Somehow in the power rankings of winners last week, Snedeker's number 3 on that list.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Number 2 is Jurav Primow, who wins by 1,000 strokes on the DP World Tour. I've never heard of this guy before in my life. Had you, Jeff?
What country is he from?
No,
South Africa.
But it's not about us. It's like, have the DP guys ever heard of the guy?
Sean Norris came. Sean Norris is actually having a pretty good year. He beat him by 14 strokes.
It's like Tiger at Pebble at the U.S. Open.
The only thing that even remotely comes close to this, like in the time that we've been doing the show, Jeff, is when Michael Kim won the John Deere by 10 shots that time.
Didn't Sanjay win the Siwoo win the Players by like 1,000 strokes?
He won by like 5 over Poulter. But like this was a runaway.
Yeah, that doesn't happen very often. I mean, Keimer won the U.S. Open by 10 strokes.
Keimer was also
Keimer's
a top 10 player in the world.
I see what you're saying.
Like this is just some guy
who pops out of nowhere. Yeah, okay.
Comes out and is immortal for 4 days.
I see what you're saying.
They're just a lot of good golf almighty. Like, what a great weekend.
But
all right.
What's so funny?
There's one more win, though, if you guys didn't pick up on it.
I got it. This was one of my favorite. It might have been my favorite.
So on the Hotel Planner Tour, which is the Corn Ferry of the European Tour, Chris Wood picks up a win.
Chris Wood.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. Is he in the British Open now?
Former Ryder
I don't
Cupper,
think so.
like 2016. That was so amazing to see.
Chris Wood.
Oh,
how old is
what
Chris
a guy.
Wood?
I just remember Chris Wood from being
like
an
22.
amateur.
Yeah.
2002. Was that when it was? 2002?
Oh, no. What year it was? 03, 04. He's like, to me, Chris Wood and Tom Lewis are the same person because they were both real young and like led the British Open for a round. And now they're both like got to be in their 40s or something.
Chris Wood is your age.
Okay. He's just a little younger than I thought.
But born in 87. He's still 6'6", though. But he had some issues of not playing very good golf, hence why he's on the Corn Ferry of the European Tour. But he picks up a win. It's awesome.
Good for him.
Goes to 275th in the world.
Monty almost won last week on the Champions Tour. I was cheering for him.
But Boo Weekly won.
I know.
I hadn't heard Boo Weekly. Auto bet at the Colonial every year for me. Never a winner.
He used to love wearing camo pants, if I remember correctly.
That is correct. So that's what happened in golf. Let's move on to the
sport. What a goddamn sport.
Good golf almighty.
I've tweeted that before, and it's golf, GAWLF.
Thanks.
Golf?
Good golf almighty.
I think we need to workshop that one a little more.
There's nothing like it's nothing. You're overthinking it now.
Okay.
Like now it's like a total nothing, not meant to be anything. Your hat is just distracting me.
Is it?
Yeah.
I'm kind of with Jeff. It's a bad hat.
It's so ugly of a logo that I love it. It's
Okay,
so
but it's the
ugly.
type of hat, Tim.
Why didn't you just get a block letter hat that said "Cup" on it for the World Cup?
I should
It's
have.
the type of hat, Tim. Like, I get it. You want to be in fever. You want like people to know you're in the know. But like, that's the exact type of hat that you buy like 2 weeks after the event.
But I want to have it so that it's current and not.
But it's
afterwards.
ugly.
But
Like,
it's
a
so ugly
commemorative
that it's
hat. Not
it's
like
so-
a hat you'd want to wear.
Look, this coming from the guy who wears ladies' high crowns. So I'll take
Oh
I'll take my
my
criticism from
God.
some people
You're not even
on
doing this. I'm
and
telling you, you're on the
headwear.
losing end. You're on the
Yeah,
losing end.
yeah, sure I am. Sure I am,
Yeah,
Elton.
yeah. Trust me.
Okay.
Trust him,
Yeah. Okay.
Trust me.
Jeff. Jeff trying to win the senior ladies.
That's why he was so upset that you didn't give Brant Snedeker second billing, because Brant Snedeker was all about the ladies' high crowns.
You see that domicile he's got there?
No, I didn't. I didn't watch any of that tournament. I just saw that.
That
he
was
won.
exciting.
I'm not gonna lie. I watched the Truist because that was interesting to me, because I wanted Alex Fitzpatrick to win.
Oh, that didn't work out well for him, did it?
No, it didn't. But nevertheless, another good showing, and I wanted to see the best Scandinavian golfer in the world right and win. So that was good too.
I think he's ahead of Vic now. Well, he's not. Who would be ahead of him? I guess no one. Ludwig would be ahead of him.
And so I stand by what I said.
So you would take Wrighton versus Ludwig this week?
No,
At even odds?
No, I would not. But he's better than either of any of the Danes. And yeah, as someone tweeted this week, I know it was great. Someone referred to Aubert as a Ponzi scheme. I think that's exactly right. He's good.
don't
He's
really
very good.
understand.
He's excellent, but his ceiling is not what some people have believed it is.
Well, no, his
ceiling is far more limited than some people thought.
see.
What's his ceiling? What
yeah.
did people believe his ceiling was?
Like back end of the European Ryder Cup team. That's
No.
who he is.
No, that's
what he is. That's his ceiling.
no.
See, some of you have lost the plot. Some of you have lost the plot.
He's on a very DJ-esque career track right
Okay,
now.
but that would be significantly disappointing to what some people thought he could
How
do.
many
You think that
majors?
having
Like,
Dustin
what
Hall
is
of
it-
Famer
what is the
Dustin
ceiling?
Johnson's
Like,
career
what
would
is
be
a-
disappointing for Ludwig? You kidding me?
Who made, like, what are we talking about? Now the game has changed where it's like, if he doesn't win 3 majors, he let people down.
Let's see him as number one in the world first before we talk about that.
I think that he needs to refine the rest of his game, like DJ had to.
Yeah.
Where
Hold on
DJ
a
became a
second.
very good putter, a very good short game
I
player
am
to go
so-
along with everything else. He needs to get to that
Maybe.
level.
Oberon doesn't seem the sort of guy
has
who will
gone
ever be
on?
the best
What has
player.
gone
in the world.
on in this fucking sport in like the last 3, like every 2 years, we've seen a guy called a loser become incredible.
It happened to
Like,
Scottie. It happened to Cam.
incredible.
Happened to
Cam
Rory.
and Scott, like losers who couldn't like do it. Okay. And this guy, what, he has a win. Like, if he finished the season with a win, then he's had a win in like 3 straight years. Like, I think people have lost the goddamn plot on this guy.
Okay. Well, I hope you pick him at Aronimink.
Will you be picking him at Aronimink?
No, I'm trying to pick people who are going to win.
All right. Well, give me.
So is he on the is he on the other list?
Yeah, actually, he is.
So the Cust 3 picks
The
to win.
pendulum has swung so far here, it's out of this world.
Cust 3 picks to win. Cust 3 picks to lose at the PGA Championship. Let's go.
So
Who's cursed?
So do you want to go the other? So I put into my, you all talk about metrics on the show. I've got my own sort of big game hunter power index, the BGHPI. I put my numbers in, I did my analysis, and I drew out 3 names, and here's who I got for you. My bronze pick is David Puig.
Of course it is.
I think Puig is, people have slept on him. He's still got all the tools and skills that you need.
Now, do you subscribe to Byron's metrics, which kind of indicate that if you don't have a top 5 or even top 2 finish at a major, you're basically drawing dead to win a major based on results?
Lifetime, is that what his metrics say, or like in the recent past?
Like of the past 10 years. Like guys that have won majors all either have won before or have a runner-up at a major.
In the last 10 years before that, like, I guess, does that, like, Phil have met that metric?
Yes, Phil had he had a grand slam of second place finishes at majors.
Yeah, but that had been a long time before.
And any time in your career.
Okay. No, I don't agree with that. I mean, like you can think of guys who pop off that no one expected. Like Keegan Bradley did that when he won
Sure,
the
that
PGA
was
Championship.
That was 15 years ago.
Louis Oosthuizen did that when he
Spawn
won
did
the
it
Open
last year.
JJ Spawn
but
did
it's
it.
very, and Wyndham Clark was the other one before that.
And who picked Wyndham Clark to win, by the way?
Well, those are U.S. Opens, though. The PGA Championship has a good habit here of the past 10 years, outside of Phil, of rewarding very top-end players.
Yeah, it used to be the one where just about the most random person won, like Rich Beam and Sean McKeel and Wai Yang. And then it's transformed into the top players outside of Phil. And anyway, I think Pooj is going to be super competitive here. He's playing actually pretty good golf. That's who I'm going with. Number 2 is I'm going to take Tommy Fleetwood.
Whoa!
I think Tommy Fleetwood could actually seriously win this thing. He's been playing excellent golf. I don't think he's going to be super popular as a pick this week. I think people will shy away from him because he hasn't really won anything beyond.
He's already been pretty popular.
Maybe he will be. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't think he's going to be a lot of people's picks or in their 3-pack. So that's who I'm taking here. Iron play, solid iron play is what I think you need to have to succeed at this place. That's why I'm picking him.
Can you talk about him for a minute, or do you want to move on to number one?
Well, you picked Tommy Fleetwood. So Tommy Fleetwood for the year on approach play on the PGA Tour is currently 44th.
Okay, but you have to understand that if whoever's going to win this is going to have like a spike week.
I get that.
Woodland would be another example of a guy who had never sniffed a top 5 and then won a major.
No, because he was either runner-up or third the year before at the PGA Championship.
Was he that high?
Yeah, the year the Tiger with the famous photo at Bellerive, I think it was.
Yeah, that was. I don't remember. Yeah, Bellerive was the last summer PGA Championship.
Yeah, and he was very much in the mix that year at the.
We've had like 5 in the decade.
Yeah, so it's rare. I mean, I think Byron's.
But again, that's another U.S. Open that he won.
Right. I think obviously Byron's metrics are right by and large, of course. But my power metrics are slightly different.
I would say that the only PGA champion who didn't meet that qualification over the past decade is probably Morikawa. And Morikawa had already ascended, like it was one of his first majors.
It was one of the Rivers majors you ever played in.
And it was essentially his home course.
See, I don't even consider Morikawa,
and that was also a summer
there
one.
Was more of like a ceiling. But I think like how many years have we been podcasting? I think we have like 5 long shots for 40 majors.
That's about right. That's about the likelihood.
Woodland, Willett, Phil, Spawn, Wyndham.
Yeah.
We forget someone?
No Open champion in there? No, I guess not.
No,
Harmon. We can put Harmon.
Yeah, Harmon.
Brian Harmon to a degree. That's right.
Pooj has great form coming in.
And I don't even know if
India, T18 at the Turkish Airlines Open, T12 at Live Virginia. It's killing it.
Fine.
Crushing it right now.
And I'm going to pick Rahm to win.
No, really?
The whole world wanted Rahm at Augusta, but they don't want him this week. They all wanted him at Augusta. He didn't play that great at Augusta. He barely made the cut on the number. The whole world is going to be off him this week. I am now on the horse. And by the way, that logic led me to Wyndham Clark at the U.S. Open. The whole world loved him at the PGA Championship at Oak Hill, and he didn't perform that well. And then he came out and he won the U.S. Open at Los Angeles Country Club. It's a zigzag theory. There's a reason that people become very popular picks at majors, because people who know a lot about golf and understand the statistics are siding for somebody. So when that person stumbles that week, I really like the idea of hopping on him at the next major, because all the things that they really liked about him, even though the courses are different, still bears out. And so picking somebody who was super popular, who didn't get it done, the next major is right in my wheelhouse.
I don't know why I like to think Mayo's audience is like smarter than what you just described as your reasoning there. But I don't disagree with anything you said. I have so much to unpack with 2 of those guys. I don't know whether Pat wants me to do it now or just wait till we get into the board.
Well, Rahm is the 3rd favorite in this field. Let's not forget.
Oh, yeah, sure. But he was like the 2nd
And his
favorite.
numbers have already gone down since last night. So he's like taking money.
Yeah. Depending on where you look, like he opened it.
And
he
as
was
much
16,
as I'm
15,
like
he's down to
incredibly
13.
hard, or what I think like Rahm will face a big penalty. No one is like, people's opinion of Rahm literally just goes major to major. Like there's not a finality on like whatever Rahm did in the last major is the current flavor of Jon Rahm. He should fit here beautifully. If he found out that, I was actually I didn't fade Rahm, faded Bryson. I was just no part of either of them at the Masters. and I'm considering betting Rahm here. If he found out that he was gonna be in some big situation, read the PIF like 3 days, 2 days before the Masters, then I don't know. I'm an apologist enough to write that off as like a fair pass. He started with a 78, finished with a 68. Like PGA Championship or on it, like yeah, I think it's very much. I see what Tim is seeing there. I haven't made the bet though.
I think he makes a ton of sense. When
nearly won it last year.
What's that?
He nearly won it last year.
He didn't nearly win last year. You got to stop saying
At one point, I remembered distinctly. I can hear Trevor Immelman, say when they tied Scheffler, he's like, "This has become Rahm's tournament to lose."
Well,
and then Rahm proceeded to lose it.
When he
Do you
was
know what
wrong.
they say sometimes on those goddamn broadcasts? Because I've noticed they literally have to do part of their job is to sell that it's close, even when it might not be.
So here's the thing.
Rahm did tickle the board. He absolutely did.
Rahm was there, and he tied up Scheffler after he played the 3 easiest holes on the course, which Scottie hadn't played yet. And then all of a sudden, when Scottie was through the same amount of holes as Rahm, he was up by 4.
Also, Scottie had not been playing very good golf up to that hole. Like he had been struggling a bit in that last round.
Sure,
too.
and then
he'd open the door.
Then you get to the easy holes and you make birdies, and then the tournament's over.
And that is what ended up happening. I'm just saying, Rahm was like
he won by fucking 5 shots.
Rahm was in the thick of it. And if a couple of bad breaks hadn't gone against him,
even if he had got the good breaks,
Rahm finish.
Rahm came like 8th or something.
Yeah, because he
that exemplified why I sometimes hate.
He tripled like 16 or whatever it was.
Pat, and there's a whole other discussion with like the 3 placings or like I don't do those. And I remember like that being like, see, that's what like that Rahm's 8th place felt so unnatural. Because my brain tells me he was like 2nd place.
No, same. I'm like when you asked me last year who finished 2nd at the U.S. Open. I think Adam Scott. Even though Adam Scott shot 90 on Sunday,
it was Bobby Mack.
It was Bobby Mack.
He got a 2nd place.
Yeah,
at a major, so he's 2.
Or Sam Burns too. If he hadn't got that bad ruling on the plug
here's a question
ball.
for you: who finished 2nd at last year's PGA Championship?
Bryson.
Who won again?
There's 3 guys.
Scottie, Noren.
No, Noren shot like 80 in the final round, playing with Scottie in the final group. But you are correct. Bryson is one of them. He made a charge on Sunday to come in 2nd.
Did that at the Open too.
Bryson was 2nd at the PGA last year?
Yeah.
I was into Pat outside. Like people forget about last year's PGA. Bryson had the perfect strategy, except he couldn't hit his wedges.
No, see, that's why
he
it wasn't
mashed
the
course, but he couldn't hit his wedges.
Yeah, but he kept hitting his drives into the rough. And when you can't control your spin out of the rough, it's no longer a good strategy. If you put him in the fairway from 110 yards every time, he would have been fine. Except he was in the rough and airmailed or came up 40 yards short of every
But then
green.
3 weeks later, Underdog got him to hit 5 million wedge shots to give somebody a free car. So he's got the practice of hitting wedge shots now. So that was before.
I will now. This might burn me. And he's like good enough to win. I don't see how I could like bet Bryson to win any of these things right now.
Well, the world agrees with you because Bryson is now over 20-1.
I mean, I can't disagree. I don't like his
ceiling. His ceiling is obviously good enough to win by a field goal, and I'm not surprised. But if you're like outwardly giving the like, I don't give a fuck, I think I might be a YouTuber in this game where I have to find reasons to not bet guys when there are, there's lots of guys I like. Like the game is finding reasons to cross you off. He's just giving it to me and I'm taking it. Taking it. If I get burned, I'll get burned.
Did you see Rory knife him at the end of his press conference on Friday?
I did. Rory to me.
Rory was being so magnanimous about everything too, and then he just I think he just got sick of the fucking questions.
And I get that too. I can appreciate that. You're not there to talk about another tour. You're there to talk about the tournament you're playing.
At least he has the ability to just answer a couple.
Yeah, some people are just, hey, looks like I came off the course. Give me a minute.
I'm
only a professional golfer who's spent the last several years answering questions.
Here's the thing. I only talk about it because it's a pattern and I love the sport and we have to recognize that there's a pattern with Scottie. I don't not like I actually enjoy his bit of pissy shtick. Like, I don't know. It adds a little flavor to him. I enjoy it. But here's the funny thing about Scottie, Pat, because someone showed it. Like, there are times where he gives the most like incredible, thoughtful answers at some of these scrums.
Like he did
And
that.
then it's
He did
also
that.
possible where he'll call you an idiot.
He did
So
that
it's
last year at the Scottish Open, and then people killed him for it.
When he like got all emo.
Yeah.
Went, well, we got so much time in this world, and do I really want to spend playing golf? And and happiness means so many different things. Yeah, no, it's true.
Even his on-course behavior, it's just, we have to recognize it happens, and it's happening. Like, it's, you look like his befuddlement, look into the sky. I don't know. Do I like it? No, but I'm still, I love the guy. And I love that, like, he's a bit of a mystery and what we're going to get at the microphone.
Don't you think, I said this to
too.
Pat, he didn't necessarily agree. Don't you think if you're writing for sports, Geoff, the number one thing that would be the juiciest story would be if a live guy won the PGA? Given all the bad vibes that have been surrounding that tour for the last month and a half, if Hatton or Rahm or Bryson or Puig or Neiman or name him, if he cracked off and won,
You forgot the name who I might be betting top live.
Sure,
Reed?
he's not really.
Deeper.
I guess Reed's not on live, is he?
Lucas Herbert?
Deeper.
Dustin?
I don't know if he's deeper.
No, I don't think Dustin's in the field.
No, Dustin got a special exemption.
Oh, did he? Okay.
He's one of my boys, and I feel like
You're gonna bet Dietrich?
maybe I'm thinking about Detry top live.
Whatever,
We'll get
whoever
on
it
the
is.
odds board,
So-
but I might have to make a donation as Yako's like clearing 120 to 1 at the moment.
So Cust thinks that it's not even if a live guy wins; it's if Bryson or Rahm wins, because those are the only two guys that really matter who are in the field.
Mostly, yeah.
But I disagree that would be the optimal story. If you could maybe the PGA is scripted because all Justin Rose's friends leave, then Justin Rose starts winning all of a sudden. Suspicious.
Yeah.
Do your own research, people. However, if you could script it right now, if you're a writer or you're someone covering this event, like what generates the most clicks or most interest in this event, Geoff, how would you script the finish?
I mean, Scottie, Rory. That's really, I would argue there's a definitive gap there in Scottie and Rory. Other than that, like if you wanted to toss in a third wheel, it would be like Ricky or Spieth. Here's the thing, Pat. I could be wrong, and the guy can win.
Who?
Jon Rahm is just like another good golfer. Like, I don't think I don't think he matters that much. He's a good golfer. He's replaceable. I don't know that, like, Bryson is a story. Jon Rahm is just like another really good golfer.
Yeah, but he's on live, and Bryson and Rahm are the faces of live in this tournament right now. They're the best players on live, so he gets the live.
There's three
paintbrush.
faces of live: Rahm, Bryson, and Phil. And Phil's not playing, so there's two faces of live on here. But just it would be a juicy story. I don't know. If I were writing golf, it would be something fun to write about.
And I happen to think that the bigger story would be Scottie or Rory beating one of these guys down the stretch.
That would also be a massive story if one of them should wilt. Yes, if you're Bryson, if you're Chambly, that's exactly what you want.
But I think most of the viewing public for the PGA Championship, I don't think it's a secret to say that most people enjoy the PGA Tour and don't enjoy live.
Sure.
That it would give you a hero and villain.
Yeah. No. Which golf
to look at?
Which golf needs? They need heroes
But
and villains.
The property would embrace Bryson. I don't know that the property would, like, you could get the villain from Rahm. I don't know that the property would treat Bryson as a villain.
It depends on who he was up against. There's a chance that if he went head to head with Rory, that the crowd would be significantly behind Bryson.
Yes.
But if he went head to head with Ricky, then
of course.
everyone's rooting for Ricky.
Yeah. Exactly. If it's somebody lovable, they would.
But
be
even
against
if it's like Rory versus Rahm, I think the crowd is going to be like fully on Rory's side.
Agreed.
Sure. Rahm's not a particularly lovable guy.
And Bryson's really the only one from live who would
Because like Bryson has a whole bag of tricks,
And
there would be all kinds of social tricks that he'd be bringing celebrities on. He'd be doing like videos with people. Like Bryson would find a way. Like he's like P.T. Barnum. He knows how to make the circus enjoyable. He knows what he's doing.
Okay, I agree with that, but I'll be honest, and I'm super like I I woke up this morning like giddy. We got a major this week. This is one of my favorite weeks of the goddamn year.
This
Why?
is major.
I get to chat with Tim 3 goddamn times. I'm chatting with him now. The schedule's out. There's a cut sweat. This is just awesome. And I'm sure the weekend leaderboard will be great. But unrelated to betting, like the golf super hardo in me, the most fascinating question I have this week is Jon Rahm. Because like this is a guy who like I know is like a super alpha. And he cares, I think, what other people think. Between the Masters and the PIF news, like he's got to feel like it's him against the world. In some ways fairly, in other ways very unfair. I am so fascinated to see like what he does this week, being kind of put in that spot.
If you were his
They're
manager,
unfair.
would you
And I've
ask
already
him?
said I'm an apologist for Augusta because in my world, in my brain, I'm running the narrative that he found out on Tuesday that shit's hit the fan. And that just put him in a place where the week did not start where it needed to.
If I were his manager, I'd ask him to come to the opening press conference in his Liv Letterman jacket. That would send a message, wouldn't it? That would be a real like WWF villain type move.
Yeah, but he doesn't have the personality. His personality on the course, I feel like, is more villainous than he is.
That
Or
could
like
be.
Patrick Reed was the ultimate live guy.
Yeah.
It's really a shame that
And
he
Phil.
left for them.
Yeah.
And Phil, to a degree, but Phil's just too old at this
Yeah.
point.
And I don't know about you guys, but as much as like now there's all these Rahm questions. The thing that I'm looking forward to as much as anything this week, no offense, is watching him squirm in front of the PGA Tour sim media. And that session will have follow-ups that almost didn't, you weren't going to do at Live Virginia. So we'll see. I don't even know if he's agreed to do pre-tournament media.
I believe that he was on the schedule when it first got released. This is interesting because we were talking about Ludwig. Someone just tweeted at me, at the putter monk. Good comment here. I agree with it. You know how Spieth verbalizes every single thought he has on the course, no matter how random or insane that it might be?
Oh, Michael.
That's what Ludwig does, but he does it without the verbalization part. You can just see it on him. When he gets going, he's great. And as soon as the pressure hits, he kind of starts melting down. You can see it on him. And when he figures that out, that's going to be the next hump.
Yeah, if he figures it out, that's right.
Hold on a
takes guys
second.
years
I
to do
can't.
that.
You're right.
Like, I love both of the players. Like, truly, well documented my love for Ludwig and Tommy. But you're gonna like bash Ludwig and then tell me you're betting Tommy to win a major? Like I love Tommy. If he wins, I'd cry. It's still not out of the question that I pay the Tommy tax this week. Last week I didn't pay the tax, and was I like nervous going into Saturday? Of course.
You were
Then what
nervous.
happened?
I had fucking Nikolai Højgaard, who I bet 9 times this year, sitting there like, oh my God, a signature event too.
And then what happened to Tommy on the weekend? He like plays the role of like best friend in a movie trying to get his playing partner like good vibes. He might as well be raking bunkers for these guys. It's so embarrassing. When is the last time he actually contended, even in a major? Someone brought it up, and I had to think. I was like, there's this perception he always contends, but it actually might be stronger than the goddamn reality. And he said his Friday interview, I was so happy, Pat. He's like, what are you doing different? I'm like, no. He's like, really nothing. I just hit a couple of the putts went in, and I watched the round. Like some of them went in the side door that like just miss every other time. I felt comfortable over the putter. What happens on the weekend? Guy can't hit a fucking putt. Even hits an eagle, a 7-footer for eagle to put like this fucking guy. Figure it out. And you want me to get on Ludwig? I'll get on Ludwig too. Holy shit. But I want one of them so badly to win this weekend. Oh.
I just went back and looked. I can't remember the only time that I'm trying to think of the last time Fleet was actually competitive to win. I mean, you will say it's Shinnecock, and that was more like
that was 8 years ago.
It was, and he had to barnstorm to just get into contention on a Sunday. He came from the clouds. I think it was the Aaron Hills U.S. Open that I think he ended up coming T5, but he was in the mix with Thomas and Brooks and all those guys. Yeah, like,
how you could
Casey was
sit
one of
here
them.
bet tell Tommy not, and then throw stones at Ludwig, I think is just such a. I mean, you choose your own adventure.
Well, not all of us think that Tommy was ever going to be like the number one player in the world. Like
I
that
never
type of
thought he was
potential.
number one player in the world. Part of the reason I liked him is because I thought it looked like he was getting more out of. He's never been super elite talent, so I've never put him there. It always felt like he was making the most of what little
Agreed.
God gave him.
As the way that
He's scrappy.
As the way that Jeff described him earlier, he's very Justin Rose-esque.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. I mean,
Tommy could have been the number one player in the world in one of those like 3-year stretches when like all the best players either didn't play well or were hurt, like Rose.
Yeah, that's fair.
Or like when Keimer was the number one player in the world. Just like Tiger was hurt, Phil was on the downturn, Rory hadn't become Rory yet.
Stricker had started to decline.
Yeah, like that was the kind of time frame, like that sort of environment would have been
I
perfect
agree with
for
that.
Tommy.
why do you think Tommy's going to contend this week, but you want to call it like Ludwig's on like the bitch list?
I haven't seen him. I haven't seen enough from Ludwig, and he hasn't played enough major championships for me to think he's ready for this test. I think Tommy is ready.
You
He's more
just
battle
named
tested.
David fucking Puig and went out of your back pocket to think. No, now you're just a walking contradiction. And I'll call you on it. I'm not saying Ludwig should win or you should throw roses
You
at
have
him.
to understand
But-
that I didn't realize that by saying even the slightest negative word about Aubert that I was going to set off
There's
a nuclear
difference
explosion.
between-
I apologize.
Hold on. No. That's the thing. What did you call him? It wasn't slightly negative. You took it to like
I
a
just
place
said
that was,
said Wrighton was the best Scandinavian golfer in the world. Right now.
No, there was some there. You said a few other things.
Then he was like his.
Oh no.
He's the
It's not even
backside
that.
of the European Ryder Cup team.
Oh, the back end of the team.
Yeah,
That I
like
was
7 to
offended
12.
by.
Yeah, you were upset by that, but I stand by what I said.
that's
I stand by
insulting.
it. He's a captain's
The
pick
back end
quality
of the
player.
team means like maybe he's not on the next one.
Well,
I mean, he's like the number 14 player in the world. He's going to be on.
we'll
the team.
see. We'll see.
And then it's it's you. This is what got me mad. You think I'm moving goalposts. You're moving goalposts to say 2 majors is an underachievement. Whoever set the barometer at 3 majors?
Additionally, you just said that Ludwig has no chance to win because you've never seen it from a major. Your boy Puig, who you've picked to win, his best finish is T39.
I know, yeah, but Puig is super
Ludwig
young.
plays
He's
well. Has played well at the Masters. He played well at Pinehurst. I'm sure there's another one in there. I'm not saying like he's got an incredible CV, but for the little reps he has, I don't know.
Yeah, it's a pick on spec, but
Did you know that Puig is a year and a half younger than Ludwig?
I mean, I knew he was younger. I didn't know he didn't know it was 18
They're
months,
they're
but-
pretty comparable in age.
Okay. Well, anyway, that's fine.
I don't know. Like, if anyone out there wants to make, like, what is the Ludwig major bet? Because that's really all I'm banking on. I mean, this week is a week. It's a sample of one. I believe this guy is going to win
3 majors. See?
2 majors.
So you just made 2 majors. Okay, I'm moving the
No.
goalpost. You just
You
laid
made I
down
think 2
a
majors is a
marker.
great career. You're making 2 majors a letdown.
Well, I mean, it's not like the top tier ceiling of golf if you only get 2 majors. Like Zach Johnson's got 2 majors.
Listen, you are being. I can't even. You're being so disingenuous with your dancing and your framing that I don't know what we're doing.
I'm not a believer in Aubert that much. He's on my list.
I guess my only point for
Sungjae's
Aubert,
on that
Pat,
list,
and
too.
let's
We
do
could-
this.
we were gonna
Let's have
get to the
another
fucking list.
fun
Don't spoil it.
conversation about our time in doing this is who has passed the eye test like him that never won a major. Ricky, like truly, who
Westwood.
actually-
Mm-hmm. Donald's the best player in the world at one point.
Westwood, Donald, different types of players,
Very
but
much
they
different players,
passed, especially for their time and
Oh,
their
yeah,
era.
absolutely.
Those two, Ricky would be on that. Everyone assumed Ricky was going to win a major at some point.
Mm-hmm. Never happened.
Those would probably be the 3 that just instantly popped to mind.
And then, like, I don't know. I would say 98%, Pat, of the people who calling Ludwig not like under it, like a bum. These are the exact same people who spent the last year calling Cam like a fraud. I would say the crossover between those two groups, the Venn diagram crossover there would be enormous. That's my closing statement.
As we've spoken about a million times, everyone's a loser until they win in golf.
Yeah, so was Peyton Manning. He was a loser until he won.
I feel like he still has some of that stink. He still has that stink.
The fact that he only won two Super Bowls is actually kind of a disappointment for Peyton Manning. I agree. But I don't. And know Ludwig is like the Peyton Manning of golf.
He's not from
the
though.
way some people have described
where you're
him.
Hearing that from.
People keep putting him in like the top tier of golfers, and like he's just never been there.
So like if
he's
Bryson
in the second tier.
So if Bryson finishes his career with 2 majors,
that'd be a disappointment.
I don't think that
for his talent and how he revolutionized golf.
Did he revolutionized golf to the point where he only won 2 majors, and now
that would be a disappointment.
I don't know.
Like how many golfers have even won a tournament like 2 years in a row? And live doesn't count.
Chris Goddard.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Scottie, Rory.
Mm-hmm.
Fitz, if you count the DP World Tour Championship.
Henley. Yeah, so that was a good enough event where I would count it. So that's what I mean. Like the list is so small. Like I don't know.
So Geoff, what would he have to do to disappoint you? Career-wise, what would have to happen for you to be like, you know what? I might have overrated
Jason Day's career.
Okay. Ricky's?
Yeah. Ricky disappointed. Yeah, of course. You got Ludwig has to win a major or he is what everyone will say. That's for sure. But these conclusions he's like what, 26? So the conclusion, people drawing conclusions, I find crazy. That's really all this is about. It's the conclusion drawing of a 26-year-old who mixes and has won a couple fancy things.
Sure. I wouldn't say he's won too many fancy things.
Yeah.
I said a couple. I didn't say a handful.
Well, what's the second?
I don't know. So he's won Riviera.
No, he won Torrey Pines.
Oh yeah, but he won the Genesis.
They couldn't play at Riviera.
Yeah, I was gonna say he won the Genesis in a year that they didn't play the Genesis at its regular course.
Correct.
I guess.
So
that's
then,
impressive.
what do you want to say? He won elevated Torrey Pines. We could argue. I don't care. Swap them.
It felt like he was doing that at the Truist yesterday because that's the exact same thing that he did to win that tournament, where he just went was kind of in it, fell out of it, and then went nuclear on the back 9 to win.
He is a victim of like being good.
Yeah, this is why I made this case to you about Rory for a decade when he didn't win a major. That the only reason people were mad at Rory for not having won another major is because he kept coming third in every major. That if he had just sucked, he would have been. It's the Jon Rahm approach to majors that he's either in contention, and he's won 2, or he's like fucking terrible.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, Rory was actively bad in like 3 majors in 10 years.
I agree.
Rory, do you remember? Here's the craziest thing about it. He's now in the afterglow. He's got 6. This year's post-glow will probably be better than last year's. That wouldn't be hard. But he's in a spot now where he can sit back, Tim, and literally think about like all these great players that have come and gone in the era that for which he has existed. It is endless. And the joke that we used to make, which I believe was real, like Brooks would get on the airplane and pretty much write out the 20 guys who could maybe beat him. Even though Rory's floor has been low at some majors, he's been able to do that. Even in the majors he didn't win, he could get on the plane and be like, there's 18 guys who can beat me.
What are we fighting about? What are we fighting about?
Nothing. I'm just saying like how, and then people want to give him a hard time. No.
Gave him a hard time because he was on because he replaced
elevated events.
Oh, I'm not gonna. But like the people gave Rory heat because he replaced Tiger Woods on the golf.
You both can't talk at the same time. You realize this?
Well, like Geoff came at me for no reason about Rory, and I just
I wasn't coming at you. I was talking excited. What did I criticize you about that?
But the people who were criticized Rory because Rory was made to be the next Tiger Woods. He literally replaced Tiger on the video game. He was seen as the best player of his generation. And then he went 11 years without winning a major. The best player of their generation doesn't do that. That's why people were criticizing him. They were very fair criticisms of Rory. Not of almost of no other golfer, But no other golfer had those expectations. Now, Rory's won 2 in the last 2 years, and that's great. And nobody's criticizing that Rory is.
There were a lot of
but he didn't
criticisms
for
a lot of
11
other
years,
golfers in
and it
that
was
time frame,
justified.
deservedly so.
No one was ever put on his level. So
I
if
would
people
say
were
there was a period of time where Dustin Johnson was
Not even
on
in the same
getting
stratosphere.
more criticism than Rory.
Not
There's
even
only one person, and he never got the criticism and still doesn't, that was elevated to the Rory tier of the past 15 years, and it was Spieth.
Sure, because Spieth had won
With
3
majors
three
and-
majors in 2 years, and 4 majors in like 3 years, and like was meteoric. Yeah, of course.
I would argue out of going into Chambers Bay, the heat on Spieth on Dustin was almost as hot as anything Rory faced.
Yeah, that was a lot because you love Dustin Johnson. Dustin Johnson falls into the Scheffler category, as we were talking about before the show. Is that just no one cares?
Nah, no.
Like,
Yeah,
it's
but
just, he'll be good, he'll be bad.
I'm not
It's
talking
like,
about
all right.
People Magazine.
Yeah, but just in general, that like will Dustin
I'm
get
talking
over?
about the people who watch this show.
Yeah, but Dustin wasn't a star.
And Dustin doesn't elicit
Rory is
emotion.
a star.
Yeah, Rory elicits emotional response.
Because Rory transcends golf.
Just sort
Dustin
of like,
never did.
It's a lot like Rahm. That Rahm doesn't necessarily trigger anything in people where Bryson does.
Bryson
Rory
transcends
does.
golf.
Just trying
And
to
Spieth did.
identify
That's right.
the most criticized golf. To everything Tim said is right, by the way. There's no way you can be an apologist for that period. Like, he didn't win a major. He deserves a lot of heat.
No, but my point was always that if he hadn't have been so competitive in these majors, that fewer people would have cared. That he kept coming close and losing and be like, oh no, that he just would have been better off coming T40.
But that, as we look back at the whole career, there's like a beauty in that this this guy never, everyone went away. He never went away.
Well, that will be the lasting thing about his career when compared to all these other golfers in the Pantheon, is that he never had a down. His down period was like 5th in the world.
Yeah,
His
yeah,
down
that's
year
fair.
was winning the FedEx Cup.
Yeah, no, fair.
Which I'm not glad handing the FedEx Cup. And I know Rory might want to be, add those in history. I know that we don't, but I guess that was to say the point I was making about DJ is I would argue in the era of Rory without winning a major, who was the most criticized golfer, I think like second place at like the ceiling of criticism, I think was DJ.
I think that you're misremembering how people felt.
So who would
and
be
still
second place?
Sergio.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Sergio
I agree.
wore it for a long
That was
time.
a good point. Sergio
Adam
was
Scott
past
wore it
DJ.
for a long time.
Not really. Adam Scott only wore it for that year where he lost the Open, then he won the Masters the next year.
Yeah,
And that was kind of it.
Maybe he bursted on the scene so early.
But
and people had
Adam
such
Scott was
expectations.
Adam
never-
Scott had a dip too, and then he became good again. So
But
he was trying
Yeah.
to refine it at
And-
that point.
And to kind of what we were talking about with Scott and Day earlier, Scott was never at the level that Jason Day was when Jason Day went on his run.
No, that's
Jason
true.
Day was the best player in the world,
Yeah.
not even close.
That's certainly
Jason
true.
Day is the most disappointing one major winner of my life.
At least he has the players.
Yes.
That's helpful.
Yeah, it does.
We had that one year where he beat Kevin Chappell, it felt like 6 times.
It's true. poor,
You remember?
Poor Kevin Chappell.
Yeah, Kevin Chappell, the greatest season ever, but he was like 3 times I'm in Day, not Scotty. Did we get your hate list? We know
No,
Ludwig's on it.
I've been waiting for you to finish so I can throw to something here.
You want my can't win
No,
list?
can you?
You want to throw to something?
Yes, well, I need to leave a pause so I can put in an ad. Yeah, you are a former host of this show, sir.
I am constantly disappointed in my shortcomings, but that pause can come now.
What's the most embarrassing bet you've ever made? Here's ours.
10 years ago, 2 comedy nerds took a gamble that we could make the world's highest rated Star Trek podcasts, and we did it.
Subscribe just like Pat does to The Greatest Generation about old Star Trek and Greatest Trek about new Star Trek at greatesttrek.com. And if you think you're too cool for a Star Trek podcast, aren't we listening to a show where Pat is asking Cust what he thinks about the Big Arch or something? Subscribe now at greatesttrek.com.
I never realized how much a bad mattress was wrecking my sleep until I switched to Helix, especially now that getting a full night's sleep simply can't happen with the baby around. I used to wake up in the middle of the night overheating, my back would be tight in the morning, and every time my wife moved, it felt like an earthquake on the other side of the bed. Not that she could be Typhoon's tag partner, but it was a rumble from the other side of the bed. Now, completely different. I'm sleeping throughout the night, when I can, when the baby's not waking me up, and when I do wake up, I feel rested, and honestly, my sleep tracking greatly improved. The best part with Helix is how easy they make it. You take these sleep quizzes, it matches you to the right mattress based on how you actually sleep, and it just shows up at your door. No wandering around a mattress store for 3 hours pretending to know what medium firm cooling support means. And there's a reason Helix is the most awarded mattress brand out there. Once you sleep on one, you get it. Take advantage of the Memorial Day sale, the best of the web, by going to helixsleep.com/Mayo right now and get yourself 27% off your new mattress. Lately, I've been trying to make our outdoor space somewhere where we actually want to spend time, because for the longest time, it was just random plastic chairs, an old table, and my grill, which is actually quite nice, but no one wanted to go out there, so we barely used the patio. Then I went on Wayfair and found patio furniture that actually matched the look that I wanted. Well, what my wife wanted. Clean setup, comfortable seating, outdoor rug, proper lighting. Now, we're out there all the time. What I liked was how easy Wayfair made it to find the stuff that both fit my style and budget. The reviews helped a ton too. So, get prepped for patio season for way less. Head to wayfair.com right now to shop all things home. That's WAYFAIR.com. Wayfair. Every style, every home. There is a 5x5 game I have going on at Fanball right now. The link is in the description. It's just a picks pool. It's $20 to play. There's $2,000 to the winner. You can have up to 10 entries if you want. There's certain states and provinces where it's not allowed, because Ontario is weird like that. You just can't play anything in Ontario anymore. You can bet on certain books, as Jeff can know, but you can't play DFS. And this is just a very fun, easy game. That's why I wanted to ask you about it.
Okay.
Kyle Porter and I made the tiers for this on the Thursday show, which, Jeff, I don't know if you listened to it. I thought it was an awesome show. I had a great time doing that. I had never spoken to Kyle before. I thought we had a good rapport.
I like Kyle. I
Didn't listen.
I didn't get there, no.
I download, I don't listen.
Thank you. Yeah, everyone should download. Even if you don't listen, always download on Apple, Spotify. Hell, leave a rating and review even if you don't listen. Smash like and sub to the channel while you're here. So you get $15. There's the 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1 tiers of players.
Yeah, okay.
So it sounds like you want to have... Rahm's only a $4 player in this. It's Rory, Scottie, Xander, Fitz, and Cam Young. Then it's Ludwig, Brooks, Rahm, Bryson, and Fleetwood.
Which fits?
So who would you like? We'll fill out a team for you.
I kind of have to visualize. Well, Rahm would be there.
Here, you can look. You can look. And, you can look and click on this page.
Thank you.
Because you're going to have to put in one of these $1 or $2 players. So who from the $1 or $2 tier do you like the best? Because then you can work your way up to the big guys that you want to take.
I like Akshay.
You like Akshay this week? Okay, how come you like Akshay this week?
Just he had been playing really good golf, and then he's sort of gone quiet, but he's still tremendously talented.
Worry about his driving here.
Maybe. Yeah, he is erratic. That's true. I want Akshay. Well, I should click Rahm, who, for whatever reason, isn't in the top 5, but okay, never mind.
We as Jeff and I did this for the
don't
Masters.
know that I would have Schauffele over him, but that's me.
You have to structure, because we have to structure the game. It's not. I mean, if we just went based on odds, Rahm would be up there. But you need to structure the game where you leave people with choices and leave people with outs to make their teams different too, right?
Granted.
It's like when we had Cam Young as a part of the top tier, Jeff, at the Masters. When I think in odds he was 7th. Like, no, people will want to pick Cam Young this week, so we need to give a choice between Rory, Cam, and Scottie, kind of thing.
Okay.
You can say this out loud because we're doing a show.
Okay, I've got my team.
Okay, give us your team.
I have Rahm, Fleetwood, Hatton, Morikawa, and Akshay.
Okay, tell me about Morikawa. Swing this back. You can give me back the computer now. Why Morikawa this week?
I was so impressed with his performance at Augusta when he wasn't even close to 100%. And if he's going to play this week, I have no reservation about him being able to play good golf, because he was in no physical shape you would have thought to play great last month, and he did. And that was a great performance. So if he's teeing it up this week, I have no doubt in my mind that he will be in the hunt. So I think he's a good play.
So Jeff, Morikawa is down to 37-1, maybe 40-1, and I always feel like his lack of distance off the tee doesn't get him. He's a 2-time major winner, so obviously it doesn't get him into too much trouble. But him being able to be competitive at Augusta, even at the Torrey Pines U.S. Open, he was very competitive there. Mm-hmm. But if you're going to design a major, I thought that Oakmont last year would have worked really well for him. Obviously, it didn't. But this course is like perfectly set up for him, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, there's the deeper conversations to have, Pat, that it's possible this week might not be like the US Open light that a lot of recent PGA championships have felt like. And they're certainly not going to put this thing on its limits. They'll take what the course gives them. And I believe that there is a lane for the shot makers for sure. That being said, it's the stupid game we play of trying to find reasons to not pick someone. And I feel like I got enough there between my injury and disdain for the player. That being said, I mean, it's a PGA championship. Let him stack Wanamaker's. Just thank God he didn't win the Masters.
He still has chances to win the Masters.
Plenty of them, and I'll sweat each of them.
So the $1 tier is Henley, Akshay, Kitayama, Straka, and Fowler. And I'll get to when I make my pick to win, the bet that I'm probably going to make this week. I do think that the lane is here, Geoff, for the Straka, Henley, Tommy, as Tim pointed out, the accuracy iron player, where I don't want to say that they're drawing dead at most majors, but the way that PGA Championships and US Opens have played over the past little bit, if you're not one of the 10 longest guys in the field, you have relatively little chance to win, as we found out.
Except, I mean, Spawn's not that long, right?
Spawn's up, but I would say that just look at the leaderboard at last year's US Open.
He's in that group.
It wasn't full of those guys.
Yeah, Burns is not super long.
Burns is super long.
Are you suggesting, Pat, that we are, because, you know, I got some great futures, and what I'm deciding to do is to bet two really good players, one incredible player, or flood the fucking zone.
That
$1 tier has a lot of the guys that I feel like we might be talking about in a half hour in that flood the zone card.
Yeah,
that
like,
I think could be conducive at this course.
So I agree with you. That's why I said Morikawa. In the $2 tier, you have Hideki and Siwoo, who I think fit that bill perfectly. Like, no one's going to hit more. No one's going to be in less trouble off the tee this week than Siwoo. And has played well at PGA Championships in the past, but does anyone think that he could putt enough to win?
No, I don't.
I don't either, but that ends up becoming the issue. Adam Scott, driving in irons. That's what he does.
Yeah.
And now he's not cursed this week, so that's very helpful
played
for
very
him.
well last week, that's for sure.
So that's a 5x5 game. You can join it. You can enter. It's $20 per entry. $2,000 to the winner. Hit that in the description right now. Your three guys who can't win. You already gave me two, but rank them in order for me, please.
Yeah, number one would be Obear. I just don't see it. That's not happening. Number two is Sung Jae Im.
Why are you anti Sung Jae?
I watched a lot of his golf yesterday and just felt very unimpressed. It felt smoke and mirrors-y to me.
It's like contending makes you suck.
Okay, well, that's the way I'm going here. My third would have been Knapp, but you tell me Knapp's not going to play.
Listen,
Knapp-
I get it, Tim.
Knapp
How
would have
else
been
are
my
you
third.
going to get your? I'm not. This isn't an insult. It
No,
might
I
sound
know
like
what you're
one.
going to say, and I'm not insulted by
How
what you're about
else
to
are
say.
you going to get your opinions other than like a 3-hour TV window? Like that's
That's-
where the opinions have to come from.
That's what I'm watching. I am watching 1,000 other things and network TV, and I've had to stop taking. I have been so engrossed by this hockey playoffs that I no longer can wear my iWatch during games because my watch keeps telling me about my heart rate being too elevated.
Okay, so to put this in perspective, Geoff, what was the highest your heart rate got to watching a Montreal
Got to like
Canadiens game?
170 the other day.
Geoff, I have to run at 8 miles per hour for 40 minutes to get my heart rate that high.
Yeah.
Not proud. Not proud of this.
Like, I try to get my heart rate to go to 180, but I'm old now. I can't
sort of
get it going that
bridges
fast.
into my
So I
corner.
need to sprint. I need to run I need to jack to like 12 on a treadmill or go outside and just run in one direction as fast as I can, as long as I can, and I can barely get there.
This bridges into my corner topic actually a little bit.
Well, that brings us to the midway point of the show, which means it is time for a mini version of Cust Corner.
He's the most insane Tim Too Rich, Coke fanboy impressionist, a murderer, a fast food lover, a nuts fan who'll curse your mother, self-proclaimed man of the most. He wants his credit, he needs to boast. Doctor, Top Gun, hipster too, whatever you call him, that's up to you. He's got a corner and it's Cust. Let's hear the hot takes and discuss.
There should be a way. Okay, so there are two things with my electronics that are frustrating me to no end. And I wish there was a way I could fix them. The first is I wish I could like tell I like to wear my watch, but I wish there was a way I could tell like the heart monitor part of the watch. I don't want to see you for a couple of hours. I'm watching this game. I know I'm going to be super stressed. Don't tell me to get up. Don't tell me to sit down. Don't tell me that my heart rate is whatever. I know. I'm aware. I wish there was like a pause button that I could hit that would allow me to do that. Secondly, I've had enough of this weekly screen time text that I get on Sunday mornings because it's not accurate for me. I will leave my phone on at night to listen to videos and fall asleep. And so I wish there was a way that I could curate the actual screen time to be accurate to what I'm actually, because as far as I'm concerned, if it's playing while I'm asleep, I'm not really on the phone. Like my 13 hours of screen time last week.
Then what does it matter?
Is not like I would genuinely like to know what my actual screen time is.
You get
and this
the
is
dumbest
not
notifications ever, and this is the one that you complain about.
This is what's frustrating me because I'd love to know what my actual
You get
screen time is.
14 fast food notifications like a day, and
Yes,
this
I do.
notification bothers you.
Yes, it does. That's what's bothering
Do
me.
you have your phone in front of you?
Yes.
Can you open it?
Okay.
Do you have the Watch app on your phone?
I don't use the watch app. Oh yeah, I have to. It syncs it, so I have to.
So open the Watch app. Tap My Watch. My Watch! Then you scroll down and tap Heart, and you can turn off high heart rate notifications. Done. Man, you could have just typed this into the internet. You could have asked Siri. If you ask your best friend Siri to turn off high heart notifications on your Apple Watch, it'll do it. And then you don't have to come here and complain and get your heart rate up.
I didn't know I could do this.
That hadn't occurred to you that you could turn it off.
No, it didn't.
What you were going to do was live out the rest of your life just being mad at these notifications.
Yes.
Without doing any 3 seconds of research to turn it off. Just this is how it is. How can it ever turn off? 2 things I have for a Cust Corner for Cust. One, and these are both golf related because it's a golf show. We'll specifically tailor
I feel
this.
so stupid right now. Oh my goodness. I feel like, I'm walking around with a high crown visor. That's how dumb I feel.
You're on the wrong side. Just keep digging.
Would you be in? I saw this was a tweet, and I was like, that's actually a really good idea. I don't know who put it out. But when guys line up their putts, you know how they have the shot tracers? You like the shot tracers now after years of hating them. You like them now.
I mean, okay with
that on the green when they're lining up the putt, that for like the first 10 seconds, like when they're lining up, because it takes fucking forever for these guys to hit a putt, that they put like the Tiger Woods grid on the green.
Oh, it's a great idea.
Like it shows you where the hill is, where the break is, that kind of thing.
Yeah, CBS used to do that where they would like show you what percentage of make chance you had and like
but
the break of the putt.
But that I also found that was really, because this is something that we tried to do at Fantasy National for years and we just were not able to figure it out.
I think it's a great idea.
By the way, if you go to betsportsgolf.com, code Mayo, you get 25% off this week. And I'll be drawing someone for a yearly membership if they end up signing up this week for the PGA Championship. Highly recommend that you do it. But we were trying to figure out, because we had the shot data, we just couldn't parse it, was what is the difference between when they put those percentages up, like here's an 8-foot putt. And all they're like the percentage of tour makes from 8 feet is 48% or something. Well, I bet you that varies that if you're below the hole or above the hole.
Of course, and like where you're putting.
Yeah,
and
but they don't ever like it's just a straight across the board 8-foot putt. Here's the range. There is a way to break that down.
I wish
easier.
there was a way that like you could wear glasses that would show you this in real life.
Do you think that would help you?
It couldn't hurt.
You
Putting
say
is
that.
not the worst part. Putting is by no means the worst part of my game. I think it would be helpful if you could stand on the green and have the Tiger grid. That'd be super helpful.
Google Glasses or something.
That's what I mean. The Google Glasses. You should be able to like click a button on the App Store and then it sends you to the grid.
Well, you would never do that because you couldn't figure out how to turn your heart notification off on your watch. We're getting too excited.
I've been taking
and then
the
you'd
watch
use
off.
it during a match and get caught cheating.
Well, I'm not playing on the tour.
You playing our Ryder Cup?
No, but if you're like playing in a match and the rules are like that has to be your glasses that have that feature can't be on.
Oh, well, sure. Then I wouldn't use them. Of course I wouldn't use them if that was the rule. One of the great things about this tournament is the only one that allows rangefinders for players. Love that.
Speeds it up.
Love that they're allowed to use rangefinders without slope. Should be, it's a no-brainer on every tour. I don't understand it.
I agree with you.
No, don't understand it in the least. Makes no sense.
So number 2 here, Jeff. Cust was on the fence about getting his golf membership this year. Didn't know, he wasn't going to play enough. You know how many times Cust has played this year? After deciding he's going to renew and play more
Of course,
this year?
it's been open for 10 days.
How many times have you played?
5? I don't know.
I haven't played yet.
He hasn't played yet. He's played 0 times.
Because 2 times that we wanted to play clashed with something else on my schedule.
I've been
and then I went on
busy
Friday and I hit a bunch of golf balls.
Additionally, there was twice you could have played with us, but all of the booking is done through the app.
Yeah.
Do you know what Cust refuses to download, Jeff?
This guy.
I just call the club and ask.
But you don't call the club because it's been established you're afraid to be on the phone.
But
how many times have you called the club this year?
I feel so bad
How many?
for the ladies.
Tell
in
me
the
how
pro
many times you've
shop.
actually called the club to see if there was an open tee time.
This year?
None.
This year?
0 times.
Been open for 10 days. You're right. I haven't.
On 2 separate tee times that we've had, we're like, if the spot opens up, you should take it with us. You're like, oh yeah, I'll keep track of it. How do you keep a track of it? Oh, well, I'll call the club. How many times did you call the fucking club? None. When you can open an app. There's 80-year-olds at our club who have the app, and they run it fine. It tells you the entire tee sheet's there. It's 2 fucking clicks. Why do you refuse to download
Do you even need the app? Isn't there a website that'll do it too?
They migrated everything to the app.
Either way, I cringe when I'm in like my pro shop and I hear the girls like working the counter have to take a call, and you could tell this is from somebody who's just not using the online tee sheet and
That's
asking
me.
like 18 questions. I feel so bad for these girls.
That's their
like,
job.
oh my God. But Tim, he's good. Pat, he's going to complain about like, he has the McDonald's app, but he can't have this app. Like, shame. Like, fuck off. No offense. This is like heart to heart. Like, get a grip.
I feel very attacked on this episode. I have
No,
to
the
say.
Rory thing wasn't attack. That was just passion. No, when
You
I
need to
care
get- you
about
need
something,
to
I
get
get
the app.
excited. When I'm attacking you, you'll know.
Okay.
I'm attacking you about this.
That's fine. You know what? I'm not. Am I defending myself in any way?
But what? It's been 2 years.
I just like to call. And
You don't like you. How many times have you called? 0. I love to call.
this year I haven't called.
Calling's my favorite.
I'm gonna call on Wednesday.
Or you could just open your phone. Then you don't. You
Remember
hate
when
being
you
on the
ordered a
phone.
Pizza once.
Yeah, you victory lapped ordering a pizza on the phone because of how terrified you
I
are to
don't
be on
like-
the phone. This gives you the out of not having to talk to
But hold
anyone.
on a second. Can you not get the relationship with the person who answers the phone, the 3 or 4 people there, where you're not intimidated? Like, it's not hard. Their job is to make you feel comfortable. You start up a conversation with them in real life, and then when you call them, it's like calling someone you know. Like, it shouldn't be scary.
You're right. I agree.
Jared has played more than you.
I'm not defending myself. I wanted to play both times this week. You guys did. but
I haven't
the
played
time
either,
didn't work
Tim.
for me.
Don't feel bad about that. I'm making fun of you for being afraid.
Do you love golf, Tim?
I mean, I like golfing. I like playing golf. Sorry, one does not golf, one plays golf. I haven't. I do enjoy the experience. Yeah, of course.
It's just like
Of course,
weird that
but
you're like
sometimes the
more
best part
scared
of
of an
playing
app.
golf is like the 45 minutes before you play.
No, not for me.
Oh.
That's the worst part because then I start to get anxious and think about it and get worried.
Oh,
Start thinking
no,
about the
you
tee
get, like, a
shots. and-
home game,
no,
you get your
if
cup
I
of
could click my
ice.
heels and be on the 4th tee box, I'd be far happier.
Yeah.
That's the best time of golf for me. Not that hour before.
Oh, I
That's-
love loitering around the
No.
clubhouse. Oh, I love
No.
it.
I would
Love
far
it.
rather loiter after the round than before.
Cust
both.
has a bad habit of past few years of being golf sad on the course.
Guilty
Oh.
is charged.
And
Guilty is charged.
And as Jared can tell you, he got really golf sad at the sim when we went like 2 weeks ago.
Oh,
Guilty is charged.
Yeah.
He wouldn't play out his shots. I'm just wasting everyone's time here.
Yep.
It's a horrible quality.
Guilty is. Again, you can continue to attack me. I'm just not going to defend myself. I'm just going to let you fire at me. It's okay.
No, golf sad. The worst thing about golf sad.
Why don't
is
you
when
tell me
you're
how
so
else I'm
goddamn
terrible? I'm all
golf
ears.
sad.
This is just like a
That,
therapy
like-
session.
Pardon?
It's like a therapy session today.
Well, no, I'll tell you what's so shameful about when dudes are golf sad.
Okay, sure.
Because you just shouldn't be, because you're not that good. Anyway.
know.
So it goes for all of us. That it's okay. You suck. when like your playing partner, who's also somewhat near your level, maybe even a little better, hits like a great shot and you're so fucking golf sad you don't even have it in you.
Oh, well, I'm not like that.
Oh, that's not true.
I always congratulate people on their good shots. I'm always happy to see the people I'm playing with play well.
Doesn't have the same gusto though,
No.
does it? Yeah.
Like I would never like
No,
just
it's
like
Eeyore
shrug.
fucking telling you nice shot.
No, I would never not congratulate somebody or say kind words. I would never ever do that. No matter how into my own head I am, or if I'm talking to myself walking down the fairway after shots, and I'll do that. I always try to be as complimentary and commendatory of other people's game as I can.
Now, as someone who's bought, 6 drivers over the past 3 years?
Yeah.
Does it make you feel bad that Jared just bought a driver off of Marketplace and he added 25 yards and hits every fairway now?
No, I'm happy that I'm happy he's succeeding. Good for him.
Is that true, Tim?
I am.
Are you sure?
I picked you in the draft for our team this year at the Ryder Cup. I hope you kill it. That's great.
Wow.
Go with God. Go be great. I don't begrudge other people's success. I don't want like other people to be playing at my level. I want them to kill it.
I begrudge other people's success.
So, Geoff, Cust is the captain for the Ryder Cup team this year. And he passed on our good friend and playing partner, Tim Butts.
Who's been begging me for 6 months not to pick him.
It would have made you pick him even more.
He begged me not
He
to
decided to pick someone who's apparently quite good, has never seen him play before.
I did see him play once. I played with him once, like 10 years ago.
What did he shoot that day?
I mean, it was like close to even par. We played at a course I used to be a member. He was killing it. But again, this was like 10, 12 years ago.
So the logic that you gave me is like, man, he could shoot like high 70s, low 80s almost every single day. Although you haven't seen him play, and you passed on a guy who does exactly that.
Yeah.
And is one of your best friends.
And who begged me and who couldn't have been happier that I passed
Oh,
on.
absolutely. But I'm on your team, so I'm not happy about it.
I made him
Tim is
so
like the guy, if
happy
this was
by not picking him.
If this was basketball and Tim had first pick and he didn't know the guy, but he heard point remains.
Every time I come to this show, I am abused. You ever see that meme? That's how I feel today. You know, I come here, I am abused.
No, it's love. You just got you picked Tommy to win. You picked.
I think I picked a really good team. The last time years ago I was captain, my team won, and I won in the playoff to get us there.
I have
you
a still
double
image in
bogeyed
my
the hole
head
and won the
of you.
playoff.
You know,
Tim, I have a still image
Mike
in my
Weir had
head
a
of
double
you in
bogey
the
when he won the
rocking chair.
Masters. Pardon me?
You in the rocking chair with your trophy. I have it burned in my head.
It was that was a great moment. That was
Luke
one of my great
Bartle
moments.
got nothing on this guy.
Well, the best part about it was because Cust played with the other captain. That's what our tiebreaker is. It's a 1-hole playoff between the captains.
Yeah.
If it ends up tied at the end, and it was, but Cust had played him earlier in the day and lost like 9 and 8 to him.
Oh yeah, no, he absolutely throttled me. But we get to the 18th hole and he outdrove me by like 30, 40 yards. And I didn't hit a great second shot either, but it was in play. I was still probably 140 yards away this par 5. And he decided to put down the hammer, took out his 3-wood, and he hooked it into the woods. And I can still hear our friend Mark say, "Oh my God, it's in the woods!"
And it was a big fairway.
And there's 16 of us, and so you've got 8 golf carts all driving down the hole at the same time, watching this take place. And
we were live streaming it too.
We
Tim
live
Butts.
streamed it. And like I did my move from like 30 yards out where I just bumped it with a hybrid. It's one of the best shots I hit all weekend to like 6 feet. And the guy whiffed. And Mike Weir style, I won the championship.
You got to walk up the fairway, like up 4 strokes, like soaking it in, right?
Well,
what a great feeling.
It was stress inducing because I felt like at any moment it could be the rug could be pulled from underneath of me. I could see it coming. But no, like Len Matisse shot a 10 to lose the Masters. That's essentially what happened.
Well, I'll raise your spirits here because we got a lot of emails for you in the latest installment of Judge Cust.
Now entering the courtroom of Judge Cust.
Verdict not based on law, evidence of common sense. Judge Cust. All rulings are final until he changes his mind in 5 minutes. He's got the power. Judge Cust. Case dismissed. Now get out of his sight.
You can always send your cases for Judge Cust to mayomediainc@gmail.com. We'll have a full brand new Judge Cust coming out in a few weeks. We've already recorded that. These ones are golf-centric only. So we're here for your rulings, okay?
Okay.
This is Kyle from Ohio. He says, Honorable Judge Cust, a couple years ago, myself and 3 friends flew to Texas for an Ohio versus Texas Ryder Cup style event. Their contention was that golf is inherently harder in Texas than it is in Ohio, so we decided to fly down and settle things the old-fashioned way. Competition was fierce but friendly. During the first day of competition, I'm in a singles match with one of their biggest shit talkers. His name is Hector. He's a generally good dude, good hang, talks a lot of shit. On the 17th hole in a tight match, Hector tees off with a 4-iron. Upon contact, the head of his 4-iron snaps off and the ball goes out of bounds. Under certain circumstances, I'd let him re-tee, no questions asked. But because he's a shit talker, and I made him take the penalty. I ultimately won that hole and closed out the match with a par on 18. Team Ohio eventually won. There was no money, but a lot of pride. So, was I in the right for making him take the penalty, or should I have been generous and let him re-tee with no penalty because he broke his club?
You've done nothing wrong. You've absolutely applied the rules as they should have been applied. It sounds like Hector, who perhaps
I didn't say that Hector had a problem with it.
Properly named, by the way, he's acting on the course, hectoring people. Look, that's bad karma, I suppose. But look, the rules are the rules. Nothing you can do about it. You did the right thing.
Geoff, when I read through this and I was envisioning myself in this scenario, especially like on our trip, I really feel like it would be depending on who the other guy was.
Yeah. I mean, there was other situations, we've had judge rulings on where it almost depends on how much you like or your relationship with the person involved. I'm having a tough time here. Tim is not wrong that the rule of the law says it's a stroke. And I assume this competition that seemed quite friendly but fierce, these guys were going rule by the law. That's what I got from that email. I would have a tough time giving the penalty there. I would be the guy who'd probably let him go again. And then his friends, his teammates find out about it and are furious with me at dinner.
Exactly. You don't want
like
that.
My own team will hate me at dinner when they find out what I allowed, but I could see myself allowing the re-tee.
I think I would too. That's a generally weird circumstance.
You flew all the way from Ohio to Texas to prove who was the better golfer, and it's not your fault that your opponent has faulty equipment.
Exactly.
It's not your fault your opponent chose to play a 4-iron off the tee, and it was faulty equipment.
We don't have equipment
literally
trucks.
The brakes.
We don't all get our bags spec'd in a Titleist truck before we play, let alone ever. So I have a little bit of grace, sympathy for someone having an equipment malfunction on the 16th hole of a match. It's not like
I'd be more sympathetic towards it on the first or second tee than I would be the 17th or 18th. I'm sorry.
That's fair.
This comes into case number 2 here, because I think it's what Geoff said about how we don't have Titleist trucks following us around. That there are certain leeways that I think could be given. So we'll hear you out on this. This comes from Ross. Each year we do a 8-man Ryder Cup style 36-hole outing. Last year it was played at one of the people's home courses. And there are several holes that are separated by tall fescue. And the home course player wanted to institute a rule that if you lost your ball in the fescue, you could take a free drop and play it from the fescue. Some players called it a Mickey Mouse rule, but eventually agreed to avoid arguing on it. The final 9 holes are match play. The 2s from each team agreed that they would play their match by the official rules of golf, since they were both against the free drop rules to begin with. The whole Ryder Cup came down to the last hole of the match between the 2s. Hole's a dogleg left over water. Team A's player took an aggressive line, pulled his drive towards an area with water and tall reeds. Nobody saw the ball bounce, and we all assumed it went into the water. So he played a provisional, laid up in the fairway. They both hit their approaches from the fairway. Player A hit his ball onto the green, so he's laying 4, and player B hit his ball long over the green, laying 2. As the entire group went up to the green, they found his original ball did not go in the water, is actually up by the green, sitting near the out of bounds, but in play. Team A immediately began celebrating because they believed he was now lying 1 next to the green. Team B argued that once he played the provisional from the fairway, the provisional became the ball in play,
100%.
meaning he was actually lying 4. So, how do you think this should end? And they do have how they ended up doing it. So I'm of 2 minds with this.
Oh, you're both beating the judge.
Yeah, because I just would, to follow up what Geoff said earlier, No one's standing like in a real competition. There are like referees and people who find the balls. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That in this sense that there was no one up by the green. Why would anyone be up by the green at this point?
Why didn't if you're on this team, one of your like 5 carts should have gone to the green then? Would be my
should have, but realistically, that's I mean,
you
even when you just talk about the
golf
8
carts, if you think that ball may have cleared the hazard, 1 or 2 of you better be hauling ass over there. If it's a one-on-one situation, I actually have way more sympathy than hearing like knowing how these things go. Like you mentioned before, it's the cavalcade caravan of golf carts. That's kind of a team. I kind of put that on the team.
Once you've struck your provisional shot, which is laying in the fairway, once you've struck your provisional, that's your ball. That's what's in play. Like you didn't say to them, hey, I'm going to play my provisional, but if for whatever reason my first drive is up there, like then maybe you guys could like agree to a local rule on that. I'm sorry. Once you have struck your provisional, your ball's in play, you as the player have the responsibility to go looking for your ball. Sounds like you didn't really go bother looking for your ball. Your opponent could have looked for the ball too. He or she didn't choose to look for the ball, which is their right to do as well. So this to me is open and shut. You played your provisional, you're laying 4. Those are the breaks. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And I don't like that you changed the competition rules between yourselves to start the match.
This is an important factor,
everyone else is not playing that way. I don't like that to begin with, but this is not even a bearing on that rule. This is gotten dried about like what the rule is on a provisional shot, a lost ball, and what happens once you have determined your ball is lost and you've struck your provisional ball.
But I will say that we have played in this certain circumstance before, and this has never been an argument for us, even in the competition that we play, because this has happened a few times where a ball hits a cart path, like we can't find it. It's like, oh, fuck, I hit a provisional or take my drop here. And then you walk up 55 years like, oh shit, there's the ball.
If you've actually tried to look for the ball and you couldn't find it, and you hit your provisional.
Well, I think that's what they're saying.
Sounds like but it sounds like they didn't even bother to look for it. He just went up and hit his provisional. So you've surrendered that ball by not even endeavoring to look for it. It's one thing if you actually look for it.
I think the point that this specific group also made a point to discard what they considered Mickey Mouse rules for the official rules of golf, then the official rules of golf, for which these guys are like hardo enough, we're going to play by our rules, not the game rules, which our friends are playing by. The provisional strike means that's the real rules.
Absolutely.
Now they want to implement the Mickey Mouse rule when they were just like, no, we're not playing Mickey Mouse.
That's right.
Rule. There's a lot of layers here.
Well said, Jeffrey. Once you've decided,
but I don't know. What's funny is I'm like 1-1. Pat seems to be 2-0, and you seem to be 2-0 on different ends.
Team A accused Team B of being hardos and trying to win on a technicality, while Team B argued that both players had agreed beforehand to the official rules of golf. Now, I think in this scenario, how it would end would be Team B would be correct. You play the provisional ball. I'm saying that I would have more sympathy for this. Now, I guess if it was me and I was the team that was trying to win, maybe that would be a different scenario. But as an outside observer, like, this is a fucking friendly competition.
Yes.
Who cares? And if you're wondering how this ended, it was a heated, drunk argument that was settled by a coin flip to which ball they would play. It landed heads, which meant he got to play his original ball. He made par when player B made bogey and Team A won.
I totally respect that. Like, it is just a stupid, friendly competition.
Yeah, I'm not saying do this at the Masters.
The ball exists. The ball is upright. Like, he ended up getting a great shot. Like, let him hit his shot. There's no thousands of there's no
markers.
No, but if you're going to be competitive and have an actual competition, then that means you got to play by rules. And like part of playing in competitive golf is that the rules sometimes are frustrating.
No, but because sometimes like you're trying to create a competitive scenario on like on a public golf courses where there's like people behind, and like, yes, you're playing competitive, but you can't exploit the rules in a way that get to be exploited in true pro golf, where like officials called in. There's like people on the tee box behind. You're supposed to maintain a level of etiquette.
Yeah.
No one else on that property gives a fuck that you guys are in a match. So I'm actually starting to lean the other way, that he should get to play his real ball, because in the end, like, you're just trying to do the right thing for everybody, not just your match, which meant hitting the provisional. Let's move this along, and then you harmlessly find the ball. Oh my God. Geez, these are the life's questions are easier for me than golf's questions.
It's no different than like to Jeff's point about the course that you're playing, that in whatever competition that like even that we have, that the course that we played at last year ended up getting really, really baked out. That even if you hit it in the middle of the fairway, you were like on a patch of like dirt or something like that. Everyone just moved the ball off the dirt.
But we all agreed that would be perfectly fine.
But even if we hadn't, everyone would have done it anyway, and no one would have cared. Like that didn't need to be said.
No,
because
this
that's
is
ridiculous.
not. This is not that. Yeah, right. But it's not the same as going to hit a provisional and then playing your provisional and declaring your ball lost.
But Jeff is right. There is something about like not holding up the entire course, which you don't have rented the entire course.
No. I get that, but like the rules of the rule is once you played that provisional, if you choose to play it, it's your ball. Like that's now his real ball.
It seems very foolish that they didn't, as soon as that ball might have been lost, be like, if that's in play,
to say something about it, because then you could talk it away. It's like, hey, I'm going to play this ball.
Exactly.
If my ball is but that's not what you're thinking in the moment. No. In fairness,
but then
but I'm upset that all these guys in the golf carts, none of the guys on team that hit it there went to go inspect to see if like what we're saying up here.
But there also is a scenario too where sometimes like when you, especially if it's near water or something like that, like it hits a rock and bounces 50 yards forward or something, you're just not looking in that spot, like, oh shit, there it is.
Yeah, no,
like it's not like that has never happened.
No, I get that, but it sounds like there wasn't any looking involved. So
last one. I appear before your court again with another golf scenario. This is from Joe in Las Vegas. There's a driving range at the south end of the strip that has amazing value.
Okay.
Along the perimeter of the range is a dumped 9-hole par 3 course. The first tee box is next to the chipping area. I spent an hour working on my short game. It's only $25. There was no one there. I could finish in less than an hour, so I decided to play it. The carts here have to remain on the path. After the first green, the cart travels north-northwest to the second tee box. At the tee box, looking north, there's a green and a flag clearly visible, which had been visible the entire ride up to the tee box. Scorecard says 138 yards. My rangefinder told me it was 140, so I pull out an 8-iron. Perfect shot in the hole. When I get to the cart, I'm already thinking that it's weird that I need to go east and do a sharp turn.
Oh, you played to the wrong green.
Yes. Yeah, he played to the third green, not realizing it was not the hole. It made a hole in one.
Oh, dear. That's terribly unfortunate for
I think
you.
I already know the answer, but I need to ask, should I count this in any way as a hole in one?
No. In some ways, you have a...
He was alone, yeah.
So already, it's questionable.
No, I'm not saying he's lying, but what
No.
God, a solo hole in one, I would just want to kill myself.
I would not. I would be very happy with having a hole in one.
No.
Just give me one.
But you want one that people can actually count. Like, yeah, you know yourself, you have the hole in one that's legit, and that's great. But no one else is going to be able to verify it. Like, no, sir, you did not get a hole in one. Congratulations on your great shot, but you played to the wrong green. That's unfortunate. I feel for you. You played by yourself, so your hole in one was already going to be questionable. Not
questionable. It just doesn't get like the
respect.
You don't get the ceiling experience.
No,
that's all I'm saying.
You don't get the recognition. Like, you don't get recognition.
It's an inferior experience if you get a hole in one alone. That is an undeniable comment.
Yeah, absolutely. The few times I played by myself on a par 3, I hit the ball. I go, oh my God, don't go in. Just don't go in.
You guys are weird.
Because I would like, I might only have one in my whole life.
Or maybe you'll have none. Wouldn't it be better to have one than none?
I don't know.
If it's alone, it's the same.
I think it would be worse to have one that no one recognized than to never have one. I actually think it would be worse to have, because if I was telling you, okay.
Why would you lie about that?
Okay, so I go out, I'm thinking like Wednesday after work, I might play 9 holes. So I go out.
Are you going to get the app?
I'm by myself. I take the second tee. I hit my 9-iron marvelously. It rolls into the cup. I'm by myself. I text you folks. I just got a hole in one. Or I put it in our golf thread. I just got a hole in one by myself. What happens?
I think that people would be happy for you. You feel like that people will call you a liar, but you're not known to be a liar.
No, but there would still be the, No one saw it though. Like, really? I guess you did. Congratulations. I guess I'll give you the benefit of the doubt that it's
You're
not
alone.
the same thing.
You also
Tim,
wouldn't be alone. People would be.
Let me ask you this: if you were alone, and there is like you can see, either like a group within like a bit on a tee box or a green nearby, would you like have to get their attention as like proof of life?
I think if I got a hole-in-one by myself, I would tell nobody. I think I would know myself that I did it.
Would you get your dad to make a plaque like that guy from the last Judge
No,
Cust?
that was disgraceful behavior. I
Be
think
like a CIA officer who just like saved lives, but is a top secret operation.
no one can know.
And you'll just have to take it to your pillow each night and think about it, but you don't get to share it with anyone.
I think it would be the most dignified approach is to know yourself that you did it.
In your scenario, you realize that there would be no difference in the reaction of you playing by yourself and playing with three people that none of us knew, right?
But at least then it would be
No,
it would be in the newspaper.
no.
It would be in the clubhouse. They'd put it up on the.
I don't think it would be in the newspaper, man.
They still put that in the sports section. It would be up on
There's
the
still
club
newspapers?
They would put it up on the club wall. It would be on the
Get on the
Facebook
wall, there'd be,
page.
like, a notice.
Like you would get the proper recognition for the hole-in-one that you would never ever
I have
get.
never seen anyone at our club with a hole-in-one thing on the wall. Where is
notice-
that at our
a
club?
notice
A lot of places
goes
have
up at
like
our
you
club.
engrave holes in one. Like
Where?
Like I've seen that at a million clubs. Maybe our
No,
club
no,
doesn't
we
have
don't
it,
have
but
that, but a
I've
notice
seen that
does
before.
go up. Like it gets put up on like the bulletin board.
And they get like the Facebook page
And
will take that
it
photo of
gets
you.
included, and they'll get it in the weekly like newsletter.
Yeah, I want my cred for the accomplishment.
That's what I was going to say.
Oh my God. Tim is a credit whore, and he'd have to take us. He thinks he would. Pat, you'd be out for dinner with Tim like 3 days after this hole-in-one he told nobody about. You'd be sitting there like he just ate a bird or something.
It would be
like
I would
swallowed-
but I wouldn't get the credit that I wanted, that I should get. So I think I would just have to keep it to myself.
You
I've
wouldn't.
known you
You
long
wouldn't be
enough
able to
now.
get through your next dinner with Pat.
You're so full of shit. You're so full of shit. Oh my God. That's untrue. You text people immediately. It's so nonsense.
But
Jared knows you pretty well.
But I think but knowing what reaction I would get, which is that like many people would believe, but there would be that tincture of, well, did it really happen? Like, he sucks at golf these days. Did he really get a hole-in-one? Like, I don't know.
Out of all the people I know, I feel like you are the most likely to get a hole-in-one because you just
Fluke.
Yeah, like you're fluky and you miss hit every most of the hole-in-ones that you talk to people like just in your regular life, not like really good golfers. But if you're just all 10 to 25 handicaps, when people tell you the story about them having a hole-in-one, it's never at the easy par 3. It's at the 215-yard one down a hill that they sculled a 3-iron with and hit the hill the right way and went in.
A few years ago, this almost happened to me at a course that we play at sometimes. There's a little 90-yard par 3. And I hit my lob wedge, but I completely sculled it. And it rolled past the green side bunker up on the hill, and it skirted right past the hole. And it was dew on the ground, so you could see where the ball went, and it just missed the cup by that much. And that would have been my hole-in-one.
That
would
have been possible. Like,
and I was like,
anyone got a
I'd have taken
hole-in-one, and you'd believe it because of exactly the reasons you said. Like, I don't know, no rhyme or reason.
I almost had one at Cabot a couple of years too.
You did.
That's why I've always said
far
like,
away.
Pat, I said this on like the early years of our show. Like, give me the sickest freaking eagle over a hole-in-one, like any day in terms of
No,
like once you've
give me the
already
hole-in-one.
made a hole-in-one.
Oh, well, yeah, then it doesn't matter.
Do you have one, Jeff?
No.
Not only do I not have one, I've never been present.
I
for
got last year was the closest. It was on the rink hole. That was the Canadian Open.
He didn't tell us till we played it, so I don't know which hole.
4 inches. Oh, it was so fun. It was such a thrill.
Speaking of like kind of fluky, but like, remember last year when we played at that course and there was a mat on 17?
That was big, yeah.
Would that count?
Yes,
it would.
absolutely.
Yeah.
I'd give it to you
absolutely.
for sure.
100%. That's the way the course was designed to be played that day.
Of all like the parameters that could make it dodgy, that is not even close.
Now, if they
to
had
where-
like a temp green where it's just a
if it was like
fairway,
a 30-yard hole or something.
Temp green,
then no,
if you're at
I
the
think
end
then
of
no.
August and shit's getting torn up, for a reno or a fixer, and that's a tent green like in front in the fringe, then yeah, that's
Yeah, because that happened to us on 15 last
Correct.
year at our course. I almost made a hole in one on a par 4.
Yeah, like I don't think you can count that. You can put one on the card.
Yeah,
but you can't. Call it
I would agree with you. You were putting like in the fucking fairway or something.
Yeah, it's not right.
Or in my club, Tim, we got the one like senior hole.
I love that. I love that
The
idea.
seniors green?
I loved that green. It was the first hole we played. And I was like, what am I getting myself into? They have multiple levels of green at this course.
No, just
it's the only one. It's the only one.
Sometimes the old
That was
people
the
don't
hole.
like,
I met the people who loved the Cabot Links hat or Cliffs hat I had on. And we had a whole conversation about how awesome that course is. And like that hat is a conversation starter. It's the greatest.
There is actually right now, if people go to coolbet.com.
It's not that,
if
it's
you're in
Cabot Links, dude. It's Cabot Links.
Cliffs.
There's two courses there.
Yeah, my hat says Cliffs.
But I'm just never mind.
Coolbet is running a promo right now. If you go to coolbet.com and you bet on golf, that you can win a free trip to Cabot this year. So people should go do that.
Yeah,
I think if someone was wearing that stupid block letter Masters hat, they'd be asking you, and they'd ask you about the Masters. You think they'd be doing it because they liked your hat?
I loved the egg salad hat from the Masters so much. I loved it. It was amazing.
Would you get a block letter one that just said egg on it?
Sorry, it's the PGA Championship, and we've already mentioned it's Block Week.
I have more.
It's Michael Block Week, and we haven't talked about him yet.
Well, we're not at the field yet. We're still in Judge Cust here. You realize that? You're wearing a fucking wig.
That's just what I wear around the house.
Starting something new is terrifying. Trust me, when I launched the Pat Mayo experience, there was a whole lot of, what if nobody listens? But I didn't care about that because it's me, and I have the utmost confidence, probably incorrectly, about myself most of the time. Sometimes you just gotta take the shot. And if you're starting a business online now, Shopify makes it way easier than it was back then. Shopify is the commerce platform behind millions of businesses worldwide, and they give you everything in one place. Website templates, payment processing, inventory management, marketing tools, hell, even AI features that'll help write product descriptions and improve your product photos. Plus, that iconic Shop Pay button that has the best converting checkout on the planet. So fewer abandoned carts and more sales. Turn those what ifs into with Shopify today. Sign up for your $1 per month trial at shopify.com/PatMayo. That's shopify.com/PatMayo. With the warm months approaching, I'd rather spend my time planning a vacation than stressing about whether I can afford to do it or not. So, I've been getting my finances organized now instead of waiting until the damage is done. Monarch is the personal finance app that tracks everything: accounts, investments, savings, goals, and spending. Get your first year of Monarch Core for half off, just $50 with promo code PatMayo. What I like about Monarch is it catches stuff before it becomes a problem. The AI recap flagged a spending spike for me, and the cash flow tool showed exactly where my money was disappearing every single month. Now, should I have known that when I was spending the money? Probably, but hey, when you're spending money, sometimes you forget things. Use code PATMAYO at monarch.com to get your first year of Monarch Core half off at just $50. That's 50% off your first year at monarch.com with code PATMAYO. I've been trying to simplify my wardrobe just a bit, especially when it comes to what I wear every single day. I want clothes that are comfortable, easy to throw on, but since it's me, I still need to look sharp enough to be like, hey, that looks good. Because I need the approval of other people, as I know a lot of people do. That's why I've been wearing a lot more Quince lately. Their spring lineup is loaded with staples, linen shirts and shorts starting at just $34, soft cotton tees and pants that somehow feel relaxed, while still looking polished. And the best part? Quince cuts out the middleman, so you're getting premium materials for 50 to 80% less than similar brands. Refresh your every day with luxury you'll actually use. Head to quince.com/mayo for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. Now available in Canada too. That's QUINCE.com/mayo for free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/mayo. Underdog's expanding the game. You already know their player picks. Pick higher or lower on player stats. Today, Underdog prediction markets are live in 25 states. Back your squad with spreads, handicap for closer game, or totals, higher, lower combined score, combined with player picks for bigger payouts. New customers play $5 on fantasy, get $75 in fantasy bonus entries. Code Mayo. Team picks, player picks, all on Underdog. It's been long enough. Let's get to the PGA Championship picks, bets, and the odds for Ronamink. So here's where I stand, Geoff. I have Fitz at 80, Rose at 80, and Bobby Mack at 110 to 1. That is from our future bet show that we did in December. I don't have any other PGA Championship bets. If you have read the newsletter at Substack, which is completely free, you can get that down in the description right now, you will see that I wrote up, I said picks, but I only wrote up one player, Geoff, because I need you guys to help me through this. I'm just thinking I have 3 great spots at longer odds, and Fitz is like 6th on the betting board.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking about just dumping on Scheffler. I think Scheffler's going to win.
That's fine. I have no objection to that. Well, I didn't pick him. I mean, like, Scheffler's finishing second every single week. So, it's not like his game is bad. Of course he can win.
But the bigger thing here is I was trying to think of, like, I even mentioned it, that this course is set up, Geoff, for, like, the Fleetwoods and the Henleys and the Morikawas, these accurate drivers who are really good with their irons. Scottie's just the better version of all those guys.
I agree. I mean, like, Rory went back-to-back. Scottie could go back-to-back.
Can you talk?
Good news for Spawn.
Can you talk me off this ledge here? Like, do we want to flood the zone, Geoff, like you mentioned? Or, as you said, is it 1 super elite, 2 elites, or 5 guys who are going to come in 8th?
I have your almost identical situation, maybe even better, Pat. And it's the same question, although it's like I am considering Rory, not just Scottie. But that PGA Championship preview show might have been our best work ever. Will it actually pay off into a win? I've got Cam. I've got Fitz. I mentioned Ricky Fowler, and I cannot find it, but I know I have a Hatton somewhere. It's like 70. He's still 60. I don't even know how I feel about that, but you can't win them all, I guess. I don't know if I'd make that today. I could do anything I want here. Anything, which includes 1 bet, Scottie or Rory, 2 bets from both ends of Tim's pendulum, a Fleetwood and a Ludwig. You could, maybe just a Rahm and a Fleet. I don't know. 2 bets, or just flood the zone. Do a card that I would never have considered I'd make for a PGA Championship, which is just flood the zone of guys I think could pin stock.
But you never pick Scottie. So if your instincts say Scottie, I think you should follow them. Like, you never tout him to win, but you like him this week. And, like,
well,
the best players outside of Phil, and Phil's one of the all-time greats, have won this thing in the last 8 years. Like, the best of best players win this. If your hunch says Scottie, I think the course is Scottie, then don't second guess it. You'll be then take him.
3 consecutive.
What do you mean the best of the best win this?
Like, this championship is won by awesome golfers.
Let's try this. Go backwards in time, past 15 years. PGA Championship winners.
Okay, so 2025 was Scottie. 2024 PGA Championship
Valhalla
was Valhalla. That was Scottie.
That was Xander.
Or that was Xander. 2023 PGA was in Oak Hill. That was Brooks. 22 PGA Championship was in Southern Hills. Unfortunately, that was Justin Thomas when
your boy
when Mito fell apart. 21 was in Kiowa. That was Phil. 20 was Harding Park. That was Morikawa. 19 with Best Page Black, and that was Brooks. 18 was Bell Reeve, and that was Brooks. 17 was Quail Hollow. That was Justin Thomas for his first of 2. 2016 PGA Championship was the one that was played at Baltusrol in the rain, and that was won by Jimmy Walker. 2015 PGA was the one at Whistling Straits. That got won by Day. 2014 was the one they stole from Phil at Valhalla by letting Rory drive into him. That was Rory winning. 2013 PGA Championship was Oak Hill. That's when Duffner outdueled Furyk. 2012 was at Atlanta Athletic Club. That's when...
No.
2012 was... No, it was not. That was at Kiowa, and that Rory ran away with. 2011 was when Duffner got beaten at the buzzer by... he sort of collapsed to Keegan Bradley. 2010 PGA Martin Keimer because DJ grounded his club. 2009 was Tiger gagging the lead to Y.E. Yang at Hazeltine. 2008 was in Michigan at Oakland Hills because that's where the back-to-back win from From Podrick. Podrick won the Open and the PGA that year. 07 was Southern Hills. That was Tiger Woods. 2006, that was Phil Mickelson at 2005 was Mickelson at Baltusrol. 2006 PGA Championship was at what course? What course?
I can't give it to you. You'll get the answer right away.
What course was 2006?
Medina, where they're having the President's Cup this year.
Was that Medina? Who won at Medina? Was that McKeel?
McKeel was second to Tiger Woods.
That was Tiger, yeah. Okay. So that's not too bad.
That's pretty good.
Dude, not too bad. Not too bad. That was bravo, Tim. Tip your cap. Tip your cap. Major championship aficionado right there. Tim, not just the winners, pretty much just pulling those locales. Also, a lot of fun
was Whistling
memories
Straits
as
and
you
DJ.
ran through that. And I'll tell you this. I know, listen, like Masters gear, like it slaps so hard, but I actually have more respect for someone when I just like will see you rocking your like Bell Reeve 2018 hat, or you've got like a ball marker from Baltusrol, like that to me, the Master stuff, I got a lot of Master stuff I've never been. You don't even know who's been there. The other stuff, no. That's but Tim, wow. Way to go, buddy.
Killed it.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Well, it's not all been it hasn't been all negative today.
No, that was amazing. I like after 7 of them, my brain is like trying to figure out what's next.
The big thing about that, especially from the past 10 years, like day on, even Jimmy Walker was the number.
He was like a top 10 golfer in the world.
Yeah.
I was no surprise. And Dave nearly beat him that day.
Jimmy Walker was a perennial winner. It surprised no one.
That was a weird one. They played it in July because the Olympics were taking place.
And I think they had to squeeze 36 holes into Sunday.
There was no Friday. It was a really weird
I
tournament.
remember it vividly because outside of live betting Hillary in 2016, the night of the election, it is the most money I've lost live betting anything. I just kept live betting Day to win.
Yeah,
and just Walker kept there.
Yeah, Walker played great that day.
Because that was in the middle of that run where just Day was doing what Scottie did last year. It's like, he's within 3 shots of the lead. He's going to win by 5.
Yeah.
And just Walker kept it going the entire time.
Phil's the only. Who did Phil? Louis and who else? Brooks, right?
Brooks.
Brooks.
Louis and Brooks.
And Podrick was top 4 then too. I think Podrick was like 2 strokes behind. Like
but
Phil won it at
what
5
are we
under,
getting
6
at?
under,
Like
and
this
Podrick
year's
was 2
not
under.
Might not be hard enough, so we can.
No. I don't want to say that. I'm just saying that. I mean that still gears me back towards Scottie at the same time. Is that he is the best of this style of course.
I will say I looked at the forecast for Thursday and Wednesday. Lots of rain.
Not really. No.
Oh, maybe it's changed because I saw a lot of rain.
But it's not going to be a firm
if it's
and
rainy,
fast
then I want a bomber who can stick the greens.
Rain
for
over
first round leader.
Well, I mean, everyone can stick the greens at that.
But
point.
for a first round leader, then I want a bomber.
Maybe his first round leader. Yeah, it looks like there's a bit of rain overnight Wednesday into Thursday, but it's not going to delay anything. Keith is going to be at the course. Keith will be joining me for the Wednesday show to give us the update. He's played that course a bunch of times too. And if you want a bit of a course breakdown, Blickle on the DraftKings show, which came out yesterday, just talked about playing the Pennsylvania Open there. Okay. He's played it in competitive conditions, so he can give you some insight.
Have you seen the bunkers, Tim?
Only from the flyover.
175 bunkers.
A lot of bunkers.
They're so fascinating because what would normally be like one huge bunker is made into like 4 bunkers, which almost forces you to lay up because they're so small that you're against the face, or it's going to create like a level of luck that you could get the most awkward lie where your feet, your whole body is essentially inside the bunker. The ball is not. And the awkward lies along like the ridges and slopings of them. But it seems like if you can avoid them, I don't think it's going to play easy.
Not picking any of the old guys to win, but I think that given this, I could see some of the old guys hitting the board and being strategic, like someone who's an older guy who strikes his irons really well, who's very strategic. Maybe he'll finish 4th.
Who would that be? Stuart Sink?
Somebody in that type of, someone like Jason Duffner, someone in that realm who I don't think is very good. But like
Duffner couldn't even qualify for Live.
An older golfer who is strategic, who's known about playing this course for months and has been practicing, will be in the top 6 or 7. Like they won't really compete to win because they're not good enough anymore. But it's going to be a
Does
thinking
Dustin Johnson count?
I don't think he's even. Is he in the field?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you've
Yeah, they
already
gave
asked
him a
that on the
special
show.
exemption.
I think it's a thinking man's tournament.
I agree with you, but I would flip it back the other way because of the conditions that we're going to get. So you have the bit of rain that comes in, and then it doesn't get above 70 degrees until Sunday.
Okay.
It's going to be 50 degrees, 56 degrees, and it's going to be windy. It's going to be cold. It's going to be wet on Thursday. Friday's not going to be wet, but it's windy, and it's like 47 degrees in the morning. That's bad old guy golf.
Hold
Unless
on
they're
a
British.
second.
That's also good for Euros.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just, I guess, maybe push you back towards Scottie here for a second. Like, there's
I think this is
I'm
good Scheffler
sorry.
weather too.
this course just doesn't. It's a beautiful course. What a lovely course. And from all I've seen, as some golf courses will do like restorations or renovations to like be forever major championship venues. These guys did a renovation that was like for the members. And it outside of a couple holes, it doesn't seem that long. I'm having a hard time with any rain that a few of these high-end players aren't going to be able to go after it. Even look at watching Quail Hollow, 220 yards out, 5 feet. I don't see how. I hope I'm wrong. I'm not even knocking the event. It's got a little less hype, but I think we're going to get an amazing weekend leaderboard. We're going to have great TV. I don't see how a couple of these guys just don't catch this thing, and it's going to be really hard to make up strokes because I don't think it's going to be that hard.
It is being played as a 70 though.
It is, yeah, and almost 7,400 yards. It's not.
And that's long for a 70.
Yeah, like there's
Par 70.
Yeah, I a 7.
That's like US. Like the US Open is often played at 70.
I think that the closest comp is probably just going to be Oak Hill.
Oak Hill. I was thinking like because they only played there last year, but I just figured proximity to the cricket club would be a
Maybe so, but
Oak Hill, like where Brooks won.
in
Yeah.
Rochester.
I
But Oak Hill had like drivable, had that one drivable par four.
I think they can make. I think it's 14.
isn't
here.
Oak Hill
Okay.
like can be so much harder than this place.
Maybe, but I mean, what? The only time that we've seen this one play, like when they used to play this for the AT&T National, like 15 years ago, the winning scores were like minus 13 and minus 10 as a par 71. When they played it for the BMW Championship, Keegan got to minus 20.
Yeah,
and they were
I guess, yeah. When you can move, when they can shift the par, does it play 70 for the members? Not that
No
matters.
way. It must play
I very
72.
much doubt that.
Some
But
of those 500
Yeah,
plus
because
par fives.
like Oak
par
Hill
fours.
is a renovation that is almost the opposite. That was essentially a renovation to promise a major championship every 10 years. That we're going to make this thing hard as shit.
I don't know if 13 could be drivable. It's the only par 4 that it's 385.
Okay.
So I don't know if there are tee boxes that you could finagle in order to do that. If it's downhill,
I like that. I like when tournaments have that one hole where you can.
I like
go
that
for it
too.
or
They had
lay
that.
back.
They actually had that at Oak Hill.
Yeah, they did. That's what I was thinking at
Yeah.
Oak Hill, where you could drive it or you could lay back. Yeah.
But
So is the bomber advantage negated a bit here then?
I think so. Yeah, unless the rough is not grown up to the point where then it just becomes advantageous to hit it. Like if
the greens get wet, then it doesn't matter if you're hitting out of the rough. The ball will stick anyway.
Yeah.
But we do agree the PGA Championship, unlike say US Opens, they're not beholden to a score.
No,
They almost don't give a shit. They take what they're given.
I don't think they're beholden
They
to
do
a
not
score.
like trick
but
it
they
out.
don't
They do
want to
not
minus.
trick it out.
No, but they don't want a minus 20.
yeah,
either.
and there's nothing they could have done about Valhalla 2 years ago. It rained,
No.
and then it just
That's an
became super
outlier.
easy.
Yeah,
And it is. And the only other one that's been in double digits, I think, in the past 10 years is Harding Park at minus 13. I think they would take a minus 13 this week.
I think so too.
We were speaking about before, 8 to 12, I think, is like the wheelhouse range where they would love it. But if it gets to 13 or 15, like whatever.
But I take
Do
Jeff's
we have
point.
a
Like
prop yet?
2 or 3 guys could go in there and just burn the place down, and you can't stop them. Like
That's what I think is.
I think Jeff's got something to. Somebody could go out there and shoot a 63 on Thursday, and like
Sure. But can
then
they
we're
shoot,
off to the races.
But can they break 70 the next 3 days? I guess it depends on who it is.
Yeah,
like
that's true.
Vegas shot like 61 in the first round last year.
yeah, no, it can be done, and somebody usually does catch fire.
But here's the thing, Jeff. The greens are super large and they're structured a lot like Augusta with like quadrants on them. That if you're not on the right level, hence why the iron play becomes so important. And playing out of the fairway, even if it is rainy, it's not like you're just going to get the ball to stop exactly where it is. It might not hit and fly off into the rough. But if you can't control your spin, by not being on the fairway, it's going to be difficult. Even if there is rain, the one thing that I think they can manage is making the greens fast.
And if they're this big, the PGA can probably pick all kinds of fun spots to put those pins
That was
based
a part
on how easy or how tough the conditions are that day.
And it looks like there's going to be like 20 mile per hour wind all
So
week,
then you
too.
might just stick the pin right in the center of the green.
Only the Open does that.
Well,
But
like
the PGA is not going to come close to like walking the line or like finding it either.
No, only the U.S. Open will try.
yeah,
that.
but the
And I
US,
say
the US,
that,
the
as
USGA
much
is
as I
bad
say
at setting up
that,
events.
let's fully acknowledge it's been brought up a bit. We talk about it often. I mean, out of all major championships at the moment, you can almost take out the Masters. But I have as much faith in these guys for what has happened at this event the last decade. You've mentioned all the winning scores. Pretty much one outlier got away from them. They've done such a great job, at picking the courses and setting up the courses, that on a Monday morning, it's like a GM that's crushed a bunch of drafts. Like, I'm not even going to argue with who you're drafting. I trust you.
Since 2010, I would say there's been 3 bad PGA championships that just haven't been fun to watch.
The one Rory ran away with at Kiowa.
Yeah, that's one. Day when
Day ran away with like minus 20 at.
he did. He won by 3 over Spieth, but it was non-competitive the entire time. And the other one I would say would have been last year.
Yeah, although that was closer than the final score indicated.
But other than that, 1 stroke, 2 strokes, playoff, 2 strokes, 2 strokes, 2 strokes, 2 strokes, 1 stroke, 1 stroke, 2 strokes, playoff. Like,
but what are you going to do? There's nothing. I can never hold it against the property when the best player in the world goes banana, like a Rory or a Scottie. And then you look behind them, it's a compact leaderboard. I think I did a pretty good job.
Yeah, and they're not going to do what the USGA does, which is like twist their mustache and go, "Oh, you shot minus 8 today? Well, watch as we put every pin on the top of a hill so that nobody breaks par
Not
today."
interested.
Like
not
that,
interested.
The USGA is playing a very different game.
If you hit a great shot, they want it rewarded. They don't want it to be like tricked out and
Agreed.
And roll off. And even Oak Hill, I feel like, got a little tricky. I don't know that we can get that here. And wasn't Oak Hill a huge Bombers track?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, not really. No, because you had Connors up there, you had Hovland up there.
Louis.
Oh yeah, fair enough.
It had a good mix of like good drive, and that's why I think you'll see a lot of good drive. At the time, Vic was actually good at driving the ball. He's no longer good, but like when you get like Connors and that type of player that's not super long, but is a good driver, like Abe Answer, Siwoo, Fleetwood, Henley, they all drive the ball well. They're just not super long. So the odds at the top of the board. So coolbet.com if you're in Canada outside of Ontario. And if you hit the description right now, they actually have a free contest going on with cash prizes, merch prizes, free spin prizes. If that's something, I know a few people that we know that be way into the free spins.
That's what they want most.
I'll tell Cam later on. He'll love it. But it's here. So you log into Coolbet. You can hit the description, get yourself a bonus right now. You don't need it for this, but you might as well, why give up on a bonus, right? And the game's straightforward. They just have head-to-head matchups that are up there, and you get different points for, so like the first matchup that is listed is Michael Block versus Vijay Singh. So you have to guess both their scores.
VJ's playing?
He's a PGA champion.
Yeah, but he hasn't played any. He's been on the PGA Tour
Played
all
the
year
Masters
and has played twice.
You saw him play the Masters. He
could barely walk. He played in Hawaii. They didn't play again until Augusta, and he hasn't played again despite being on the PGA Tour.
So there's 10 matchups.
He would have been great at the Zurich. Imagine being VJ's partner at that event. That'd have been a lot of fun.
So here's what you put in. So you say
I like Blocky in that matchup.
So you have to pick the score against each other. So the match score is 10. Like if you get both of them right, it's 10 points. If you get the match result right for one and you get the winner, it's 6 points. Match result only, like you pick the winner, it's 3. Correct score for one of the teams, you get 1 point.
Okay.
So you play every single day, and listen, there's probably going to be like 30 people who play this. So it's a good chance to win some money. I'm not going to lie to you. You got to be in Canada outside of Ontario and basically watching this show. It's a PME contest. So how many over par do you think Michael Block is going to be round 1?
3 over par.
3 over? What do you think VJ is going to be?
6.
So a 73 and only 6?
Yeah, sure.
76 for Vij? There you go. And there's like Hatton versus Spieth, Brooks versus Rose, Hideki versus Goddard. There's a ton of people
but
there.
only people care about Block.
That's it. Well, you can play in this contest. Just hit the description. You can get the deposit bonus and go straight to this contest if you want to play, if you're in Canada outside of Ontario. To shift back to the top of the odds, Jeff, there is one, as Cust brought it up, the strategy element to this course. There is one guy that I have seen do well at those style of courses. I have not seen him do it well in the past 5 years, but this used to be where you would want to bet Bryson. Now, I don't think Bryson has it in him to leave the driver in the bag anymore, but be it Heritage, Memorial, even the year at the Players when he only hit irons off the tee and came in second to Justin Thomas because Thomas just became unbeatable over 9 holes, that if Bryson committed to playing the right way at this course, I think he would be super live. I have zero faith he's going to do that.
None.
I'm just shocked. Surprise me, Bryson. I wouldn't be surprised, but I'm just not there. I agree with your sentiment. I can't get there, Pat. So let me ask you, if you didn't, looking at the odds board, if you did make the move in the, like, you didn't go Scottie and you went for like 2 high ends to complement your futures, who would those be for you?
It would probably be Cam Young and Xander, maybe Rahm. I have no faith that Xander can put it together for 4 rounds right now is kind of the issue, but PGA champions tend to play well at PGA championships, weirdly enough, over the years. Like, you see a lot of multiple winners.
Xander's got like real Spieth syndrome going, where he was like won 2 majors in 1 year and was amazing, but that was kind of it.
Yeah, but he had been late. Like, he had been the guy that people like. It's funny that we mentioned like the big loser list. Right. Xander was the biggest loser in majors till he won 2 in a year.
Guys,
Yes.
I don't know if people remember, right before he won the PGA, he blew a 6-stroke, a touchdown lead at Quail, and he was, you're right. It was, in terms of like the heat meter, yeah, that was, in like the more recent years, that's as hot as it's ever gotten on a guy. Even the Tommy stuff, we've held him, we like, it's so much you feel bad or you like want him to break through. I could be wrong and I'm a fanboy and biased. Maybe I go back and forth. I don't think he's ever like held to that standard of like what your ceiling was supposed to be.
So here's the interesting point here. If I go with Scheffler, so you were looking at the DraftKings odds earlier, right? Yeah. He was like plus 350 or something. Yeah. He's plus 450 at CoolBet. I'm working on getting him boosted to 6-1. Jeez. But currently at Bet365, he's plus 530.
And there'll be a boost coming there.
Maybe, but that's easily the best number on market.
I mean, you'll get a boost like they give the
like 30% boost. Yeah.
Yeah.
But do you think that number gets, if he's 525 right now, do you think the other numbers gravitate towards that number or that number falls back towards the plus 450 range?
I think you'll get what you want by just waiting a little, I think, Pat.
Okay. Because I was looking at the each way 3 market as well. That boosts him up to plus 650, but half your bet goes towards the top 3,
but he's going to finish second place anyway.
What's the runner-up, Scottie? Because that's great.
Well, if you played the each way 5, so what's 1/5 of 650 plus 110?
Yeah.
No, that
you know what I haven't opened up, though, is the without.
125.
Without.
Yeah, I'm not going to play that. Either I'm going to bet on, like, if I'm going to hit the without mark, because I'm already
Can
leveraged.
I ask you this? What's your best number on Rory?
860?
Would you take 750 without?
Maybe. I mean, at that point, if I was going to take him with the out market, I would just play the Scheffler Rory Exacta.
Another example, like, what's your best Tommy number? Oh, Tommy's getting high. I think I'm seeing a 27 now.
Yeah, I think Tommy will be past 30 by the time you wait a day.
That's a bad example. What's the best Cam you see?
15.
You wouldn't take 1330 without Scottie? I mean, you got to think about it.
Maybe, but I don't. That's not how I bet. So I would
play the 3-way.
But now Cam's got an advantage here, Jeff, because there's only 2 par 5s at this course.
And his breakthrough win came out of Donald Ross design last year.
I know your whole thing about Cam Young and par 5, so.
I actually might use this in one of my like corny talkabouts. And that his biggest adversary isn't here.
It's yours.
That is pretty funny. I'm looking at the OC grid at the moment, Pat. There's not a single player in the 30-1 range.
Really?
Yeah.
Like Morikawa isn't?
Yeah, Morikawa.
45.
45. Oh, yeah, that is the best number for him. Yeah, there is. Like, it's all the way down to Fleetwood because you have Xander, Fitz, Ludwig, Bryson, and Fleetwood all in the 20s. And then it drops, no 30s. Then it's Brooks, Thomas, Morikawa, And they're the only 3 guys in the 40s. Then it's into Cantlay, Rose, Hatton, Victor.
Cantlay's been playing some better golf.
He has been playing
I'm
better golf.
telling you, I could.
There would be a
part of me is
popular
like
winner.
Psychopath. I've considered making like a Rahm Cantlay card.
You can hear Jim Nance now. And Patrick Cantlay has won the 2026 PGA Championship.
He's
And
playing
there's a smattering of
but-
applause.
Yeah, I mean, people would be rooting for Liv at that point.
There'd be a smattering of applause. People would be leaving before he finished his last putt. Like, I don't need to see this. I'll see it on TV. I guess.
So, Jeff, we've talked about the top of the board, and I think that after talking to you guys, I will be committed to making Scottie Scheffler my bet to add on to there. Just all the money I was going to bet on all the guys who aren't going to win, I'll just put it on Scheffler to win.
And if he struggles, that'll be fun too.
Yeah, I'll be like, fucking Scheffler.
One time I bet on Scheffler, and he doesn't even get arrested at this
The
PGA
one time Pat
Championship.
bet on him, he won gold medal
That is true.
at the smallest field. Now it's the biggest field.
Yeah, top 70 in ties make the cut here as well.
Oh, old
Patrick.
school, top 70.
Yes?
I guess it's just worth asking because you're making the move. Like, did you ever consider Rory? Is
Yep.
it a big gap? Like, how did you sparse that? Rory, despite struggling a bit, wasn't he whipping it around pretty good last week? At least I saw some stats that showed he was like top of the charts.
The ball striking was great, but if this is me kind of doubling down, especially with the futures that I have and that type of player, I'm saying that Scheffler is the best version of the type of player that I think is going to play well at this course. And if I'm wrong, then the top of the board is going to be Rory, Bryson, Ludwig, and those type of guys that just bomb and gouge the place to death. And I'm not going to have any of them. That's going to be an issue. So if I'm staying in my lane, what am I doing if I'm not taking Rory or Cam or Rahm or Xander? I'm saying that bombers and Bryson are going to have their biggest power negated at this course. And if you take away their greatest power, how are they versus Scheffler? Well, they're not nearly. Cam Young, honestly, if Cam Young hits his irons well, he's the longest, straightest player. Then it's Fitz. Like, Fitz isn't super long. He's long enough, but he's way more accurate than the rest of the guys. But I already have him on the futures card, so that's good.
And in the end, like, what are you going to do? You want to flood the zone for a goddamn major? Or you just pick the best.
Which I
player?
do every major, and I never get a winner.
What's funny is I totally agree with you, and I might flood the zone because I don't.
Well, let's do that. Let's do the 50-plus range. We'll call it the flood the zone range. And who are the guys that you were looking at? Because there are guys that have my interest too, but I'm just not going to bet them.
What about Goddard?
Cantlay, Siwoo, Straka, Spawn, shot makers, like guys that'll just stick it. Just if the course is conducive, if it's soft. Henley, although Henley, I think I'd want if it's firm and fast. But yeah, I mean that's.
For super deep to win, I want bombers because that's the way the super deep guy is going to win. Because
I tend to agree.
So, like I mentioned, Goddard, like the guys who are like the longest drivers on tours. I think the guys you want there.
Goddard would be, Baccia would be if he's like clicking.
Woodland is one of the longest drivers on the tour. Like, why can't it be him?
I don't even know when's the last time Patrick Reed golfed.
Augusta.
Yeah, I think it was Augusta.
And his track record at this tournament is not strong.
Guys, but
is there a case to be made because it's so windy and cold and whatever that you would actually prefer a bomber at the top as well?
Maybe. I think
Shorter
that there's.
shots in.
I don't know how this is. This is especially difficult when you start getting courses that not have only been renovated, we haven't seen in 10 years, and now it's under a major championship design. Because when it was played as the BMW Championship, Jeff, it was in the run of that time when the BMW Championship was made to be like the easiest tournament all year. I remember Cantlay winning it like minus 24 and shit like that. Like that's what they wanted for that tournament.
And then they decided they wanted the opposite.
What?
The BMW, when like Rahm won at -2.
Yeah, there's nothing they could have done at Olympia Fields. But that was a weird outlier year. So I'm picking my lane. If you wanted to go bombers, then go all bombers. And I do think from the long shots that you are right. I'm trying to think of the type of guys like really far down the list. Like
Puig and Thor Bjornsson. Like, what are we talking? A Højgaard? Like, if we're talking bomb,
That's why
like
I mentioned Woodland.
Triple digit Woodland's in front. He's like 80. Goddard up is a shorter priced long shot bomber.
Or you could swing it the other way where like Daniel Berger is kind of the perfect fit for this course. He's accurate. He hits his irons great. He can maybe make some putts sometimes. He struggles chipping, but We've seen him play at longer grass tournaments, a lot like Victor, that his chipping yips kind of go away because chipping ends up being harder. It takes the skill out of the hands of the really good guys.
Remind me, how did Michael Brennan do at Augusta?
He actually finished quite well.
He's a super long hitter too.
Can't hit an iron to save his life.
340 is the biggest number there.
But like you're going to get a big number on Brennan. He hits at 1,000 miles and played well at Augusta, right? So
sure, I don't know how much Augusta is going to factor into what.
No, like he played it in a major championship and he played well. Like I don't know,
but based
I'm
on
thinking about super long odds of guys who hit long.
But based on these conditions and wins, there's Neiman at 120 if you want it.
I told you, Pat. I'm watching that thing. Here's the thing. This is where the sports books lose, friends. This is where you lose, suckers. You know what? Pen to paper. I offered a 10-year contract at 40-1. I offered PGA Championship, me, Joachim Neiman, 10-year contract. I joke. I was serious, but I joke. None of the sports books want to play. Now, if I want in, I'm going to get 120 and it's going to grow.
So you mentioned the shot makers from that range, and I would agree with you on who they are. I mean, Thomas at 50, I think he started to play a little bit better, and he's the ultimate shot maker. Really.
He really pissed me off this week, though.
Okay. But like Siwoo's there, Straka's there. You mentioned Spawn would be another one. I mean, for all things considered, like Spieth is driving it and hitting his irons great. He just melts down 3 holes around.
But Spieth's got the cloud.
He has the cloud, but no one has mentioned it this week.
Not yet. They will.
If he gets into contention.
If he plays well on Thursday, that's all people will talk about.
Grand Slam. I would actually like to see him get the Grand Slam.
Sure.
I think it would be great for golf, for interest, and I have really come to enjoy Spieth over the past
to see him do it and then maybe Scottie do it the next tournament. That'd be fun.
But if you get to that 100-1 range and you're talking shot makers, Jeff, and you got to think about these conditions: accuracy, irons, windy conditions, cold weather.
We're talking Griffin or Kitty?
Oh, I was gonna say Lowry at 100-1.
Oh yeah, sure. I mean,
just
Lowry.
Don't let him play Sunday and he'll be fine. But
how many lakes are there for him to hit it into?
There's only 3 water traps on this course.
Yeah, but is there a lake on 17? Because that's where it's going.
And hole-in-ones, everything. Shane Lowry bingo for major championships.
Yelling at fans.
Get the whole kitten. No, JT just came out. He's like, screw. He's very anti-rollback and says like amateurs should have like no say.
It would be really funny if he was a 3-time major champion and they were all at the PGA.
I mean, I think he would take being a 3-time major champion.
As he should, but it'd be funny.
Tim, if you want long shot bombers, look at a Marco Page 165-1.
He WD'd last week from Myrtle Beach, and I have no idea why.
Oh, yes, I got refunded that bet.
Is Potgieter
Thank you. It
in
was
the
my
field?
one winner.
Potgieter's in the field.
Potgieter hits it further than anybody other than Bryson.
I think for this course, I mean, I get your point about the bombers being the long shots, but I think that there's a Spawn type player.
Putter.
Sure.
A driver putter or accuracy iron putter. Like Jacob Bridgman, who's already won at Riv this year.
He did indeed.
He's like 150-1 now.
Okay, Pat. Sorry. What did you say? Your thoughts on like the Burns, Minwoo, like that, the driver putter skill set? You think that can fuck here? Or no chance.
I think if they hit their irons, well, yes. I never have faith that those guys are going to hit their irons. Plus, Burns was just top 5 at the Masters. Like they're both really good players. It wouldn't shock me to see either one of them win. They are not the type of guys that I would be putting my money behind.
No.
Wouldn't it be so cool if I want Brooks to win in Canada. I don't want him to win this.
You don't want him to be a 4-time PGA champion, which
no, that'd be so cool. And
Tiger and Jack, and I think that's the list.
I want Brooks to need to come here, Tim. That's like I'm selfish now.
He wants to see Brooks play.
Okay.
I just want him to go. I think Brooks winning at TPC Toronto would be sick for the Canadian Open and TPC Toronto.
Would that bring more people there, or they would still be watching the World Cup?
I don't think anyone's going to that event, man.
Oh, they're in a tough spot this year. Like because of the PR from last year. I know more than one people who will say they'll never go back after the transit debacle. What?
More than one people.
I do. I want to Hustler and my friend's dad, who's been to literally the last like 30 Canadian Opens. When he told me he's never going back there, that was like my anecdotal. Oh my God, they destroyed people with what they put them
Then
through.
It sounds like it won't be there much longer. If people
they already announced it for next year too.
The transit, they'll figure that out. The logistics around it, they'll get better at. but people who were burned last year forbid to go back until they get multiple sources saying the what do you like that stuff is improved.
How about, we'll get to this more on the Best Bet show with Cam and Byron, but you got Sudarshan Yelamaraju, low Canadian.
That'd be great. There's a
People were
there's a
sad that
spot
he
on the
got the
Medina
last
team waiting for
spot
him if
and
he
not
plays well.
Herbert.
Why? Who was sad about that?
Losers.
Sure. Is there anyone else that we haven't talked about that we should talk about? I feel like we talked about the top of the board. That's
Did we talk about Brooks at all? Because he's doing everything but hitting putts, right?
Yeah. Listen, do you bet Brooks 40, 45 to 1? I don't think it's a bad bet. It's not my bet, but it's not a bad bet.
It's not for me. I don't know. I mean, if I did the full flood the zone, maybe I'd consider it, but I'm about to say the most embarrassing thing ever. I think I would probably, oh my God, I'm going to say it.
Oh,
I if you made me pick a bet right now, I think I'd take Cantley at like 55 instead of Brooks.
yeah, I'm not going to make either of those bets, so that's fine by me. Good news from the cool bet side of things. If you're in Canada, outside of Ontario, you can hit the PME exclusives tab. You can get the link down in the description. Scottie Scheffler, 6-1 to win the PGA Championship. I don't know how long that number is going to last because it will be
Popular.
I don't think it'll be. Oh, that will be a popular bet, obviously, but
That might be the best in the world. So
It is.
congratulations to Cool Bet. Shout out to the PME. Those folks in Canada who want some Scottie, there's only one place to go.
How many tour players or pros are going to make the cut?
2, maybe. This would be a better course for them because
Would you rather have all the old champions
Blocky
or
should
all the or all the tour pros? Who do you think would do better for you making the cut?
the old champions.
Old
the
champions.
old
would?
champ. What are you talking
Like,
about?
like Keimer.
Yeah, he's one of them, but
Yeah.
most of them are significantly worse than even Martin Keimer.
Sure. Maybe Sean McKeel will make the cut.
Rich
the
Bean.
real deal, Sean McKeel.
Rich Bean.
Keimer's gross.
Y.E. Yang.
How old is Y.E. Yang?
Got to be like close to 50.
Is he playing?
Why wouldn't he play?
He's 54.
Why? Unless
Some
if you-
guys out of like respect. Oh yeah, he is playing. He's in the
the
field.
PGA Championship is not like Augusta. It's not the same way. JD was going out there
How is
every
Luke
year
Donald in the field?
Luke Donald's in the field?
because he's the Ryder Cup captain. I believe they always extend the Ryder Cup captains.
Really? I did not know that.
That privilege. A lot of majors do that.
If I was like TV, I would hire Block for the weekend. Like
Why? He's
my
gonna be
mom would
playing.
love to see him doing some reporting on the.
You've already got him missing the cut.
I didn't say you. Who's got him missing the cut?
You do because they hire him for the weekend to do commentary because he won't be
I'm
playing.
saying in his back pocket, like Mike Weir would drive Uber, work for TSN at the Masters. Blocky can get a get a gig here, and he's heavily sponsored. The brands can get on TV via that. I don't think that's that weird of a thing.
Quick
You
picks.
think Blocky's going home if he misses the cut?
No.
That's
I'm
what
sure-
I mean. He's gonna wave. He's gonna be.
Quick picks for the PGA Championship. I'm betting Scottie. Scotland? Is that his first name?
Yeah, Scotland.
That's his
Scotland.
full name? Scotland
The
Scheffler.
last king of Scotland.
Who, Malcolm the 10th?
Idi Amin. No, the 10th.
I'm not
Have I ever told that story on this show?
I don't know.
Jeff, we got into, there was just a guy at a bar. There was like a Malcolm X poster, and the guy didn't know who Malcolm X was. He was very confused about who Malcolm the 10th was. So I told him he was the last king of Scotland.
That sounds like the woman who called it World War 11.
Scottie Scheffler is my bet. Coolbet has him boosted up under the PME exclusives tab to 6-1 right now. You can get that down in the description along with the head-to-head game. I'll also take the 525 as well, so I can get even more money down at different places. That's the best number out there. I'm going with Scottie. The futures: Robert McIntyre 110-1, Justin Rose 80-1, and Matt Fitzpatrick 80-1. Those will be my four. Jeff, how about you?
I wish I knew what you were doing, or was as ahead of what I wanted to do as you are. The futures: Cam 70 and 50, Fitz 80, 65, Ricky Fowler 170. Hatton's missing, but we're gonna find him. I believe he's an 80. This is simple. I'm going to probably bet Scottie or Rory, or I'm going to bet both of Ludwig and Tommy. Any idea that anyone who knows me like, I can't believe Pat even entertained it, that I would flood the zone in a major championship.
You were the one who brought it up.
I was an idea. I talk through these things. Now that we're at the end of it, let's be transparent. Would Fienberg do it? Would Fienberg order a salad? So it's just not possible. I'm tempted, but like anyone who knows me knows, like, he could talk all he wants about flooding the zone. He doesn't know how.
Recap your picks, Tim.
My 3-pack to win is David Puig, Tommy Fleetwood, and Jon Rahm, who's, I know I haven't used him in one and done yet, so Rahm is my one and done.
Rahm is
something else.
Can you make your one and done pick first, please?
You're ahead of me. You're ahead of me. You had Ludwig last week. Look at my hair. What the hell? I got like devil spikes. What the hell?
You're like Ace Ventura when he when nature calls. White devil.
Screenshot that, please.
White devil.
Screenshot that.
I got 2 horns coming out of my head. I just grew horns talking about betting on Ludwig and Tommy.
I don't have much at the top of the board. I have used Rory. I've used Scheffler. I can't use Rahm because you're using him in this contest. I don't want to use Bryson. I just used Ludwig. I've used Fitz. I have not used Cam Young. I will use Cam Young in our one and done contest.
I'll use Scottie Scheffler.
Good pick. I hear he's good and gonna win.
And I did say it. If I had to actively pick a guy north of 100 to 1, I alluded to it earlier. I will be picking Thomas Detry.
Okay.
All right.
That will do it on the Pat Mayo Experience. 2 hours and 15 minutes. Like getting. Listen, we got Thursday night. We're doing the round 1 recap and the NFL show.
You're gonna be so tired of us, folks. So tired of us.
Jeff, yes, you're raising your hand.
Well, if you like us, then this is your week because we are doing the things that we love to do. There's a bit of golf. There's a bit of high leverage golf, and there's some football hardo stuff. But I just wanted to shout out that I don't want to say it's against my own will, but I am doing another props extravaganza. It is shorter this time. I've cut it in half. May will be joining me live 12 to 2 tomorrow over at the Hammer, or on Tuesday, I should say. Got to date that. But you'll just catch the replay. You'll skip through. You'll find the people you like. And we'll have fun again.
I won't be at the doctor's office this time as I record my hit.
You got us round 1 recap on Thursday. We're going to be recording that same evening. I probably will run the next morning. NFL schedule release. Then if you haven't already had 6 hours worth of us, don't worry. You're going to get 3 consecutive hours of us on Friday as we do the Cut Sweat Live. So like if you have a 12-hour cross-country drive, we have got the medicine for you.
And then you're pretty much disappearing from the network.
Then I will be disappearing.
No, not true, because the week that I'm away, we already have 2 shows with you already banked. We have a Cust Corner and a Judge Cust.
You will hear nothing fresh from me then until we get to Shinnecock Hills.
No, but it will be fresh because those shows they're not best ofs. They are brand new shows.
Yeah, that's true. Okay.
That will do it for me. Smash the like while you're here. Give me a winner in the comment section. Check out everything I talked about. It's all down in the description, all right? Let's have a winner. Scottie Scheffler at the PGA. Now, you know what? Robert McIntyre. Robert McIntyre can win. The second keg for the trip is on me.
Hooray!
Austin Smotherman already bought you the first keg for our golf trip. Robert McIntyre, I can be able to afford to buy a second keg at that point. But hey, let's see if we can hit a winner, all right? Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.
Mayo Experience! Experience!